EECA, the battle will start here in M7 World Championship. Let the world see us.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are ready because this is going to be the start of the run of one of the most scariest lower bracket runs we've ever seen on the world stage. And as you guys can see, we got 5 of us here. We got the panel, but first, let me introduce the casters for today, Trex as well as Gani. Now, Trex, first of all, I'm guessing it's not on your bingo card to have Team Liquid as well as ONIC ID here in the low brackets. How do you feel about that?
Not just my bingo card, but I think the whole world's bingo card. Nobody expected them to be down there, but it just makes that bottom bracket even more spicy.
Well, with that, Gani, we saw Alter Ego drop yesterday against Aurora Philippines. That means there's no chance for an Indo-Indo Grand Finals. How do you feel about that?
It's very unfortunate. I'm very sad about the result yesterday, but, you know, I think one step at a time. We got ONIC today. We'll deal with Alter Ego tomorrow.
We'll deal with Alter Ego tomorrow. Anyways, those are our casters. But now, let's introduce the panel. My name is Afel, of course, and alongside me is Gideon as well as Wolf. Now, Gideon, yesterday, it was, how should I put this? The SRG game, it was an exercise without moving our bodies.
It really was. It really was. It was an exciting time to be alive, and really we thought that maybe the standard was going to be higher than that. I will admit that at least from Turkey, the representatives put one hell of a fight, but it also exposes some potential weaknesses for upcoming matches.
What about you, Wolf? Yesterday, Aurora Philippines got 3-1 over Alter Ego. Do you like what you saw?
It was very stressful as a Filipino fan to be in that kind of position, especially when you're supporting Aurora. But as a fan of MLBB in general, as a fan of MDM series, I think it's great. We were restreaming last night with Naisu, and I gotta say, I was sweating. Even when I was, it was SRG versus Aurora Turkey, which wasn't part of, part of the Philippines or anything, but it was real scary. And then you get to the final series of last night, and it was so nice. And a new meta is also brewing. Leo Morte is appearing, man.
Oh, yeah, of course, because here's the thing, Trex. Today is 2 elimination matches, and again, like, we're going to see one of our stronger teams go home. Are you ready to cast the elimination match?
I am very ready. It's actually exactly why we're all black today.
Oh,
is a funeral today for 2 teams at least. And as we go on, the stakes will only get higher. I mean, what more could you ask for at this point? And we're jumping right into it.
What about you, Gani? Are you ready? Because Trex says he's ready. I don't know about you, because ONIC is playing.
Exactly. ONIC is playing, and I have an idea why you wear black today, but I gotta say, I think, I'm still quite optimistic about ONIC today.
Well, going up against Team Liquid, it's going to be quite an uphill battle. Now, while we're talking, let's actually look back at the journey of all of the teams here. We're going to be looking at the brackets, and it's quite brutal. I got to say, this M7 World Championship, every single game, every single series is a banger. We got to look at the upper echelon of the first match. Alter Ego getting 2-0 of ONIC Indonesia. I believe that is one of the first upsets, I would guess. And then Team Liquid going up against Aurora. Aurora won that one. Like, again, like, even the start of knockouts here, Wolf, a lot of unexpected things happen, but I'm all for it. I'm happy with the results.
And it definitely shows you how prepared teams are in specific teams. I would say that Aurora has come back from when they were defeated by Team Liquid first time in the Swiss stages. And then, of course, Alter Ego, after not meeting ONIC for a long time, they've shown their cards up against ONIC, and ONIC couldn't really catch up with the metagame. And now you're looking at SRGS as well as Aurora Turkey, which are the teams that you would say that also have their own approach to the metagame. So I think that the teams that won in the first side of our first round, of the knockout stage, they're the teams that have their own thing going in.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at the schedule after this, but Gideon, looking at a Team Spirit against Yangon Galacticos, and Alter Ego is waiting for whoever wins that matchup here. So what we're talking about is, let's look at today's schedule. Well, starting off with Team Spirit against Yangon Galacticos. Afterwards, it is ONIC going up against Team Liquid, and closing off the day is going to be Aurora Philippines going up against SRG. Talk me through Team Spirit as well as Yangon Galacticos first, because after this match, they're going up against Alter Ego, which is not an easy feat.
Absolutely, and I think both of these teams definitely had a different approach coming into the Swiss stage. DS definitely was looking like all right, but that was mainly because Kid Bomba was sick, right? And now that he's coming back into health, he's starting to look better. Yangon doing amazing during the Swiss, but now when we start to see these best of threes, really, it's really, okay, we made that first impression, but it's still punishable.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I really have to look, because if Yangon Galacticos is able to defeat Team Spirit, that's actually kind of clutch for them, because back in the Swiss stage, they lost to Alter Ego 2-0, and that was the promotion match for both teams. So I really feel like Yangon Galacticos, if they're able to beat Team Spirit, that's really a matchup, a revenge matchup that they really want to look forward to.
Yeah. And I think that Team Spirit is also a team that kind of feels like they are not 100% yet. Whereas for Yangon Galacticos, they peaked early. They had a very good run in the Swiss stages after winning back-to-back. And the way that they also won their matches was also pretty good. Now, when looking at the first stage of our knockouts, some chinks in the armor of Yangon Galacticos.
By the way, just to remind everyone, for the viewers at home, the order of the matches on the bracket doesn't reflect the schedule of the matches, but this one really is. You know, this schedule, yes, we're looking at the schedule for today. We're gonna have 3 best-of-5s, and that's gonna be interesting, especially for whoever is working the first and third shift. Huh, Gideon?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be working all day today. It's gonna be a long set of games, and if we learn anything from yesterday, we're expecting it to go the distance. Because now, some of these teams are at the brink of elimination, and that type of pressure, you must show at least a couple of those cards.
Yeah, and if we are just discounting the Swiss stages where every team is playing in the M7 group stage, I think on all M-Series history, this is probably the most stacked day that we'll ever see.
Oh yeah, for sure, because again, it could be just recency bias, but I really feel like this is the scariest lower brackets. But for now, we got to talk about this. The world demands more, coming in from both Team Spirit as well as Yangon Galacticos, because Yangon Galacticos coming in from Myanmar ever since M2, honestly started, I would say, a good look for Myanmar. But then after that, they could not get the same kind of success. But Team Spirit has gotten 4th place, like what, twice now, back-to-back?
Back-to-back.
So right now, the world demands more here, Wolf. The thing is, can Team Spirit give more?
I think they can, for sure. This is the 3rd time that we're going to mention it today, but they were at 100% in the first few days of M7. But right now, you can see that they even themselves say that they are more than ready. I was able to talk to Kid Bomba, and now he's saying that, yeah, I can be 100% come the 2nd round of the knockout stages. And now for YG, you can also see that they did have time to prepare, because I think that the last time they played was 3 days ago, so that's a lot of time for you to prepare against your matchup. I feel like Team Spirit versus Yangon today is going to be a banger because of how much rest 2 teams have got.
I mean, a lot of rest, but the pre-preparation, I think that TS might be coming up with better pre-preparation, because again, it comes down to previous performances, net you scrim partners. And Yangon Galacticos, they're losing a lot of their scrim partners already. CG is gone now, so who else can actually get them to that upper echelon?
I mean, like, here's the thing, and gentlemen, we got to talk about Yangon Galacticos' performance so far, because win or lose, it has been sweeps. They win against Team Zone as well as ONIC 1-0-1-0, but then when they lost against Alter Ego 0-2 against Team Liquid, 0-2 against CG, it's 2-0. So this does seem like a momentum-based team. If they're looking good, they're going to look good all the way. If they're looking bad, it kind of seems like they're difficult to recover. What do you think about this, Gideon?
I think, you know, momentum plays a huge part, especially in a team-based game, right? It's a lot of emotions, a lot of hyped-up energy coming into it, but you need to kind of focus it down and really sharpen yourself, because there are moments where we've seen teams go above and beyond but end up overheating, and that could hurt either one of these odds, because both TS and Yangon, notoriously, we've seen in the Swiss stage, drop BO3s because of it.
Now, here's the thing, Wolf, is the same with Team Spirit. They have not gone 2-1 so far. 1-0 against Evil, 0-1 against SRG, 1-0 against ONIC, and lose 0-2 against Aurora Gaming Philippines, and then win 2-0 against CFU.
I don't want to say that, but historically speaking, Team Spirit has always been a team that always pushes their opponents to the limit. Maybe for M7 particularly, we will not see them get any 3-game series, but in the past, we know that Team Spirit, with the same lineup that they have, they are known to push their opponents. And I would say, though, the main reason why they couldn't really finish or force a 3-game series is because they were already forcing the game itself.
Yeah.
You get my meaning? Like, if it's a 2-0, but it didn't look like an outright stomp 2-0.
Yeah, it's especially sad when you see they clearly have an advantage, right? From the laning phase to the objective control, and then even being in the base of the opponents. But then 1 or 2 mistakes, especially the game against Aurora Gaming Philippines, right? They capitalize on that mistake, able to get Sunset Lover, able to get the Lord, and then his GGs coming in from there. So while we're talking about this, we want to look deeper into the teams coming in as they are approaching for this knockouts here in the lower bracket. I want to talk more about Team Spirit. Like we're going to be looking at their highlights a little bit more. Who do you think that really has to step up here coming in from Team Spirit? And that's going to be a difficult question because honestly, everyone has been performing quite well.
Yeah, everyone's been performing real well. I say Kid Bomba only because he's back in full health, 100% peak.
I feel like for Kid Bomba, it's really hero dependent, right? Hero dependent. We're going to be looking at the highlights here because we see when he's on the Uranus as well as the Esmeralda, he's good, especially in zoning. But the thing is, we want something like a Lapu, like an Alice, you know?
You know, you didn't ask me, but I think the player that has to step up for Team Spirit is Hiko. He's been inconsistent. He's been winning or losing the game for Team Spirit. And when he is popping, he gets a savage, right? When he's really strong. But when he struggles, when his positioning is so bad, it actually loses the games for Team Spirit.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at the video, as I said, for quite a while here. So let's roll that one. Anyways, we're gonna be looking at how they've been playing it so far.
Get through the lower brackets. It's a very competitive lower bracket. Doesn't matter who, either Team Spirit or Yangon Galacticos make it to the next stage. They will fight either Alter Ego or Aurora Philippines.
We're not scared of the lower bracket. Either way, we have to play against all teams. For me, currently, there's no option of losing. I don't care who our enemy is going to be. We will destroy them.
Whatever happens, we need to fight. This is the brutal truth of esports. You need to destroy other teams to actually win.
I think they're the ones that should be afraid of us, and we're going to come into the match and show them the real team's work.
Here in World Stage M7, this is the brutal M series that I experienced. You need to adjust right away. You need to adapt. If meta change, you need to think right away.
ခြားတော့ hero တွေပါ train နိုင်မယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင် game play ကိုနိုင်မယ်လို့ပြောလို့ထင်ပါတယ်အခုဒီကျွန်တော်တို့ရှေ့မှာဆောက်ရတဲ့ဒီပွဲတွေတောက်ချောင်းမှာကျွန်တော်တို့ပုံစံမဟုတ်တာကိုခံစားရတယ်ဟိုဒါမဲ့ပွဲအဲ့ပြန်အောင်
I think YG explained and jungler are it will help us to beat them because they will get nervous in big stage.
Burmese ghouls will be going home.
ဒီဟိုကျွန်တော် F5 လုံးဝဆိုတော့ရင်းပြုတ်တာပါဒါပေမဲ့ဒီတစ်ခေါက်ဒီ M7 မှာတော့တော့ရတဲ့ပိုရရတယ်ရလို့ရှိချင်
I think that we will be able to beat Yangon, and I think after that, we are finally going to break the top 4 curse.
Blacklist International have swept Salesforce.
I'm proud for making this far, but still, the job is not yet done. We need to showcase more until we have the last breath and we're going to win.
I'm 100% sure that we will be able to surprise everybody, and I'm not scared of anything.
Dragons rise to prove they are not done just yet. The bastion of EECA, Team Spirit!
Ladies and gentlemen, the world is watching. Team Spirit is on the stage. And now, their opponents. Ladies and gentlemen, both teams are on stage, both Team Spirit as well as Yangon Galacticos. This is going to be an elimination match for one of the teams. This will be the final time that they play here in the M7 World Stage.
We know for sure that this is going to be a duel of mechanics from both teams. Myanmar as a region, they have known to have players who are really good at pressing buttons, and that's also true for Team Spirit.
Now guiding them through this match are their coaches. For Team Spirit, it's Coach Cold Star. And for Yangon Galacticos, it's Coach Mars as well as M. God. With them is the head referee, Gary, ensuring the integrity and fairness of the tournament. So good luck to both teams, because again, this will be an intense best of 5. Both teams having a fist bump against each other. Gentlemen, now we got to talk about what's at stake here, because again, winning means your tournament life is still ahead. Afterwards, fighting up against Alter Ego. But for now, they're going up against each other. Team Spirit against Yangon Galacticos. So far, looking at their match history, they haven't fought in the Swiss stage. For Team Spirit, escape bomb by one shot, Sunset Lover, Sao, as well as Hiko. And we saw yesterday it was all fighter in the gold lane. We got to see what a Team Spirit, they want to still give Hiko that marksman, or now they change it up and let him play the fighter.
Well, I mean, that's a possibility, but he's currently second in GPM, just behind Carl TZ, who is at number 1. If you're telling me that he has to play a fighter and lose that GPM, I don't think so. He's back on that marksman when he's got Kip Bomba taking the damage for the rest of the team. Number 1 in the damage taken per minute department.
A very fair point that you raised there, Lafel, because I feel like teams who have not adapted to this kind of metagame, who cannot utilize that to psyche their opponents, they're going to struggle.
Yep, right now we're going to be looking at Yangon Galacticos. They started off the Swiss stage with a lot of tricks, but now looks like they're just playing meta here. We got Ying, Han, Lina, Blink, as well as Stitch. And so far, we have not seen the Helker play even when it's open. So, Wolf, give me your opinion here. Should they try to go back to their own style, or just keep doing what they've been doing and bending over towards the meta?
100% they have to go back to their own playstyle. I think what made me so in love with Yangon Galacticos, the way they play, is that they play with their own skin. Even in tournaments outside of the M series, when you look at them, they're so comfortable when they're playing so aggressively. When Ying is actually doing his thing, where he's number 1 in damage dealt share among almost all of the XP laners, which kind of tells me they have to really put the pedal to the metal, you know? They have to really play according to their signature playstyle.
That comes to the question, what will be their signature here? Because Team Spirit, they for sure understand the playstyles of Yangon Galacticos, because so far, when it comes to the bans, one of the most bans against them is the Boxia as well as the Hellcurt. Giddy, do you think that will change?
I think that it's still going to remain the same, mainly because Yangon Galacticos should expect this. They should expect these target bans. And now that the meta actually, I would say the meta favors Yangon Galacticos, because these guys are looking to affect teams in the lane itself, and they have supports who help them do that, like the Hellcurt. They just need to find other options as well, and maybe split up their forces to open up maybe a couple of openings for the mid-game turtle fights.
Something that I want to discuss here with you gentlemen here is that looking at how M7 has been played out, when it comes to the drafts, I feel like it's more important than ever to actually have a winning matchup. And I feel like that's even more so going up against Team Spirit, where I kind of feel like in the EECA region, one of their strengths is the side laners, right? We're talking about Kit Bomba as well as Hiko. Amazing laners here. So for Yangon Galacticos, Wolf, do you feel like they really got to be careful of the picks coming in from Team Spirit just to make sure they don't lose those side lanes?
100%, especially because they can go and attack a specific side lane in that regard. Maybe they can focus on Kid Bomba, but I would say some teams have focused on Hiko and were successful against Team Spirit when they do that. And I think that the Yangon Galacticos can actually play that way. Although we can see Stitch playing the Cloud many times, I think he can also play some aggressive laners, like the Granger, for example, that he can take away from Hiko.
Yeah, looking at this, we can really see a relation from the goal per minute as well as the kill participation. Much higher team fight participation from Stitch, but lesser goal compared to Hiko. Higher goal, but then less kill participation. Now, this is also something I want to ask Gideon, because I have my own personal opinion where Team Spirit looks the very best when they have a burst-oriented lineup. Right? Something like a Farsa, something like a Granger. Do you think they will be given this kind of composition?
I think they should honestly lean into the playstyle. This is what made them so good in previous internationals, with their level of execution and the consistency of which they hit their initiations is rather insane. And the only time they actually drop those games is when Sunset Lover, who was supposed to be the outlet, either isn't performing well on that day or is hard targeted by the opponents.
Sometimes he overperforms too, right? When he gets so hot, it gets too hot that he actually makes the mistakes. I can really fairly remember when he tried to go for the play against, it was Aurora actually. But I would say that he is so reliable when it comes to the carrying his team. When it comes to damage sources, when he plays the Farsa, for example, he is so dependable. I think that even when we say that the side laners are key for Yangon Galacticos, they also have to look at that mid lane. Maybe, mess up with the gameplay of Sunset Lover.
And something to look forward to is One Shot as well. His pathing has been amazing. When he uses a fast assassin like a Lancelot or a Nolan, he has been quite successful of taking farms away, especially when we look back at yesterday, SRG going up against Aurora Turkey. That's kind of what Aurora Turkey did, right? Just go inside the jungle and make sure that Sakai's did not get any farms. So I kind of feel like that's something that Team Spirit could lean onto, especially if Yangon goes for those utility junglers, right? Just path away from the jungler and then just take all the camps.
I completely agree, because one of the biggest issues we've seen previously, especially when One Shot was first incepted with Team Spirit, was the question, he's not a very dependable jungler, right? He's not as independent as the names like Kyrie, like Demon Kite especially. When his farm gets taken away, he's looking across the map. These players know exactly where to go. One Shot, I think he's evolved so much. Now he's an independent, reliable jungler. He's somebody who's pushing his own limits, not only to take away enemy farm, but still securing neutral objectives.
I like what you said. Maybe it's also the reason why Sunset Lover, as well as Hiko, is able to play and farm more, because there's already someone who makes the space for them. Whereas now, when I look at Yangon Galacticos, it's really a team effort. I feel like when I watch them, when somebody struggles, everybody just, everybody just, it's contagious. It's contagious, is what I feel like. But when they are on fire, it's also very contagious. I remember seeing Yangon Galacticos still win fights, even when they're down by 1,000 gold, 5,000 gold, just because they know how to team fight together.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to jump straight into the drafting phase here. Team Spirit going up against Yangon Galacticos. Yesterday, it does seem like who's ever on blue side or first pick does have a more commanding draft. So now we're going to see who will be on that blue side. And looks like it is going to be broken walls for game number 1. Yangon Galacticos first pick here. They instantly grab the Sora.
Wow, 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 wow. Sora already getting picked up super early on. Even the Claude. Now the Claude is already kind of out of the picture. YSS alongside with the Cho. It looks like Yangon has a very specific idea of how they want to play this particular draft. And on the opposite side, at least for Team Spirit, probably not 100% sure where they're leaning from the side of Yangon, but at least they get access to Brock, right?
They do have access to Brock. They also have access to Eve. You can also combo that together. That would be a really good pickup for them, especially because there's no Cloud to threaten that up. However, we've seen yesterday that the Leo board has been the priority for teams. So my guess here is Eve Grok, or they put Leo more along that mix. What is that I'm hearing? That doesn't sound like any of the that I said at all.
Yeah, while we're here, we got to talk about the bans here because Team Spirit still respects the picks coming in from Yangon Galacticos, banning out the Hellcurt as well as the Boxia, and then understanding Yangon Galacticos would want to play a lot of utility. They ban out the Jushin as well. So here in the knockout stage, in tennis indoor Sanayan, looks like Leomort is much higher in priority now. Team Spirit instantly picks up the Kalia as well as the Leomort, which makes it so that they have a lot of priority, especially in the jungle. But more importantly, if they do go for a assassin, that Kalia is going to be a problem.
Yeah, I like this a lot because the Leomort is one of the few junglers who's down to kind of just man fight assassins, right? Especially if you got Barbiel ready to go, the extra stats kind of put you out of the kill range for a majority of them until we start reaching mid to late game. But now, as Wolf has mentioned, the Kalia, a great way to kind of open things up. But now we look on the opposite side, Yangon respond. Hilda straight away on top of the Farsa.
Typically, this will be covered up with a Freya because you want to deal as much damage and you want the fighters on the side lanes. It's also a dive that can match up well versus this Farsa. At the same time, if you're looking at Team Spirit, they really don't like to play fighters on Hiko. Yep. So this is such an important slot for Team Spirit because now they can either secure the Freya or something like a Granger or a Harriet for Eco.
Now looks like they are going to pick up the Eve here because I really feel like for Team Spirit, they have to consider, do they still want to go for a marksman, something like a Granger? Because I
many different possibilities if the side lanes start to crumble. Like as you mentioned, of Freya, what are you going to do against her? She beats you up in lane, clears the wave, walks into your jungle. With the rest of the mid trio, you've basically lost your buff.
This is the problem now for Team Spirit because they third pick the Eve, and I'm not totally against it. I think the Eve with the Kalea is such a strong combo. Sunset Lover will definitely have a great time with that. However, they're facing up against a Hilda, which kind of requires you to have some shred damage. It's also true against the Sora. I would have preferred the Lunox, or if they picked up the Hiko hero in that slot, they could have gotten the carry or the Granger. Now, there are problems that they have to face. Exactly, but I think that maybe the fourth pick for Team Spirit should be something like an Esmeralda or any kind of shred, you know?
Yeah. I'm thinking very similar to it, right? Because now that Yuzong, this gives us a very clear direction of we don't want you to really win the lane. Sure, you can get Lapu Lapu if you want, but at the end of it, we want to just make sure that either A, we are countering one target hero, which in this case is probably going to be Farsa, or B, I'm going to be a team player and actually have that shred with Uranus and try to get you with the Ionic Edge and let Sunset Lover do his thing.
Very quickly here, Wolf, do you like the bans, the second bans coming in from Team Spirit as well as Yangon, since you're betting out the Fanny Yuzong, and Yangon betting out the carry?
Oh, for sure. The Fanny, it could be played by Yangon Galacticos at any given moment, so that's actually scary to have. And the Yuzong, but you can see CC was the priority ban here for Yangon Galacticos instead of the Esmeralda, which kind of opens that up for Team Spirit. It is a hero that Kid Momo can actually play in this scenario up against the Hilda and the Sora.
But I do like the Shredders, right? Getting banned out, so now you're kind of just hoping for the Eve. And if somehow Yangon Galacticos has an answer for the Eve, Team Spirit might have some trouble.
I think that at this point, it's a really difficult decision, right? Because what are you playing for? You playing for lane? You playing for your team? You playing to have a little bit of both, right? Being able to play for your team while still winning out that lane. Esmeralda fits that build really, really nicely. And better yet, it makes it so much worse for Yangon to be like, yeah, Uranus is great with Farsa, but I don't think he's going to leave lane.
Yeah. Now, if you're going to be looking for a jungler for Yangon Galacticos, and I think that most valid option should be the Hayabusa in the scenario up against Eve. You have that dive, which means that now Sora can be played in the gold lane and the XP lane. I think this Esmeralda will go to the XP lane. That means that you kind of have to match it with a hero that can counter that. But something tells me, you know, maybe this is the time where we see Benedetta, you know?
So do behave.
Oh, Alice instead. All right.
Alice.
No
I
fun.
like,
It's fine.
I like the
No
Shalom
fun?
or the Vendetta because they only use it once. And the Harley.
Oh,
This is
of
going to
course.
be an M7
Of course.
special. How do you feel about the Harley pick here, Gideon?
This one's interesting because we were talking about this earlier before the show, right? Like how Harley, as soon as he hits level 4, because of that deadly magic, he's kind of able to kind of gank the lanes whenever he feels like it and really ruin the laning phases for some of these side laners.
Yeah.
I think it's okay, mainly because, hey, who's his main target here? He's looking right at that Eve.
Yeah.
This forces Sunset Lover to play very closely to Sawo just in case he makes the jump. Because if he's not in the right position at the right time, he instantly dies. And finally, at the end, the counter pick.
So it looks like this is going to be an Esmeralda gold. Wait, no, since Sora is gold, might as well Valen gold. Well, the laning phase is going to be interesting, but we did talk about this. The laning phase is so important coming here in the M7 World Championship. So thank you very much, Wolf, as well as Gideon, giving your insights. Looking at draft, I gotta say, M7 is looking pretty spicy here. I'm very happy of how the drafts happen here in game number 1 of this elimination match. So I hope Gani as well as Trex is ready, because I do want to see how well this Harley really matches up, especially going up against, I would say, fighter silent. Consider the Valentina in this situation a fighter. So Trex and Gani, the floor is yours.
Thank you, LaFell,
5 seconds
Gideon,
till the
and
enemy reaches
Wolf.
the battlefield.
It's day
Smash
3 of the
them.
knockout stage. We're jumping in the land of dawn. This is Trex, and joined with me today is Gani. How are we feeling about the draft, Gani?
You know what?
Mobile
It's a good
Legends.
opener, right? I think both teams, they're taking a bit of a risk, which I'm down. I'm all for it, right? It's the best of 5, ladies and gentlemen. And let's see, Yangon Galacticos and Spirit.
You know, talking about the mid, it has been such a huge prio. And yesterday, the Hilda, in the past, it would always be only against an assassin, but at this point, I just feel like it does so good against so many heroes, just pressuring, being able to control this river, and paired up with something like the Farza, you get these quick rotations, you get the ability to put pressure down, and I think it can be a huge advantage to Yangon in the beginning of this match.
Yeah, you can see here, right? Stitch opted for that temporal rain. It has been quite popular here for Sora players. But yeah, I mean, let's see here. What will Stitch do in this match? Will he be able to be that sort of backbone to open things up for Yangon Galacticos?
Yeah, overall, pacing is going to be huge. When we looked at the index, it did say Team Spirit had an insane early game, early to mid game. I gotta say though, I feel like with all the fighters coming in, with all the weird offlaners, that index has felt very skewed lately. It's very hard for it to actually understand. I think it's like, what is even going on right now? We got fighters in the gold lane, mages in the gold lane. You have so much happening in the current drafts of M7 that it's just unpredictable overall. But Team Spirit already showing some aggression, and it seems like they're moving around very much as a unit.
Seems like they want to retaliate though, but nothing too crazy just yet here for the first 2 minutes. And yeah, I like the variety, right? If we're talking about EXP Gold, and you can see now mid laners even, or mages shift towards the side laners. Oh, Sunset Lover. Oh, that's going to be first blood for Han. So that Harley pickup, again, just proved so value. And that's just 5v4 for Turtle. I feel like Spirit, they can't Turtle now.
Yeah, and it felt like Yangon Galacticos honestly maybe didn't want to contest it. You're up against a Leomord, you're up against a Kalea and Esmeralda. It would have been a hard turtle to fight for, but taking out Sunset Lover that early on gives them a nice advantage on this. He is back on the map, but at this point, Team Spirit, they're going to go for purple. They're going to find other plays in the map, and Han is able to take first turtle along with first blood of the game.
Yeah, that's a very healthy lead And Spirit, they gotta find compensation. That's gonna be Phantom Steed popped. Blink now shifted. Oh, take a look at the damage there. Kid Bomba is able to get out. That's Flicker though.
Huge flicker. A lot of skills used on Yangon, but we're already seeing the possibilities. And this is what I mean by the Hilda, right? Even against the Leomord, even against another hero, Blink's not stressing. The Hilda at this point, it's almost like it's just unbalanced in a sense. This hero bullies just about anyone, from roamers to fighter jungles, to anyone that you put in its face. It can put pressure down. Fallen Star Moon does come on top of Blink though.
Well, Blink flickers out. That will be all. Spirit, they're trying to find an approach. Oh, take a look at Ying. He has no flicker. Phantom Steed popped again. That's going to be info. Oh, in the mid lane, Sao will be bursted down there by Han again. 2 kills on the board for Han.
Han is honestly a much more aggressive Harley than what we saw from TNZ previously. You know, we only saw the Harley from Aurora Turkey. A little bit of action on Kid Bomba, shouldn't be anything major. But he kind of played it a little bit differently. Not as much pressure on the mid, not as much early game pressure, but we're seeing Han use this deadly magic immediately, already getting 2 kills, the only 2 kills on the board, and not only 2 kills, but 2 kills to the mid, which we've been talking about is so important in the first 6 minutes of the game.
Definitely ruined the flow of Spirit there with the death-like Sunset Lover and Sao earlier on. Item check. Glowing one already in for Lina.
And I mean, and Sunset Lover with that first death already behind about almost 500 gold at this time. The only one keeping up is Hiko in the gold lane. But him not being on a big marksman, is it going to make the big difference? I'm still, the gold lane Valentina, it's good. We haven't seen Hiko on it too much. I don't think, have we seen Hiko on it at all? No, we haven't seen Hiko on it yet. How is he going to perform on this? Can he still be a carry for the team on a hero like this?
Seems like they will return towards the turtle side though. Uh-oh, that's gonna be the immunity coming in. One shot finds the turtle, but that's in the back. That's gonna be 1v3. Take a look at Lina with the wings by Wings. Will not be able to escape. 3 kills on the board, and suddenly Spirit, they're back in it.
And Team Spirit find a great way to do this. Kid Bomba goes into the back line, completely disrupts them, able to jump on top of the Feathered Airstrike, and while that's happening, the rest of the team is getting caught up on the top side of the turtle pit. So Team Spirit maybe finds the answer, split them up a little bit, find different targets, and this is what Kid Bomba does so well. We saw it in the Swiss stage. He's able to constantly find the angles, constantly find the flanks, and disrupt the formation of the enemy team. So that's what we're looking for in the answers of these fights from Team Spirit.
Yeah, again, a great execution there by Spirit. Keep in mind, first 3 minutes, they were looking like they were a bit shaky. And now they're in goal-wise. It's shifted towards their side. Let's see here. We're about to enter the mid-game, and you can see the players' goal now. It's very much even.
Taking a look at it, I mean, yeah, overall, everyone's sitting around the same right now. Yangon Galacticos, Ying went a little bit too deep in the last fight, but wait a second, Kid Bomba shouldn't be phased by the deadly magic at this point, should be okay. But Ying, we sometimes see with the Alice, they go a little bit too deep. Blink, though, gonna get pushed back.
Uh-oh, they're going all in towards a roamer. And there you go, Blink, weeping with the flicker, will not be able to escape. But that's a lot of ult, though, just for the roamer. Let's see, YG, will they be able to step up?
Stitch taking some damage. Hiko trying to jump on him. He can be the carry. Well played by Stitch. Yangon Galacticos starting to fall behind here a bit.
Uh-oh, Sao now looking for the clear. YG will not apply more pressure. They will look for the next neutral objective will come up in a few seconds. Spirit still 2K gold lead.
From laning phase to now, but wait a second, Ying looking for a play.
Oh. Let's see, Ying. Oh, that's going to be Sao though. Just looking for the zone. Kid Bomba stuck, isolated in the front. Will be gunned down. Now it's going to be 5v4. Sao will be eliminated. It's a 3-4-5. That means it's a free turtle.
A nice turtle for Yangon Galacticos. Team Spirit, I feel like both teams keep paying the price for trying to punch a little bit too hard here. One moment it's Yangon Galacticos overcommitting. Now Team Spirit overcommitting. After each team gets about 1,000 gold lead, they think they can just push the go button, but you gotta be careful.
Blink again now trying to escape with the Feather Airstrike. Seems like Blink will be out of the picture. It's a 5v4. Oh, Lina, wings by wings. Oh, great timing on the Purify. 2 ults there spared, but that's still just Spirit trying to find more control in the map.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Blink, it's okay for Blink to die. A Hilda can lose a couple lives. At least they are able to capitalize on a tower in the bot lane. But Team Spirit sees that instantly. They send one shot up to the top, and they make the trade go into their favor once again. So the back and forth has been clean. Taking a look at the items, both the XP laners. Onto almost second item for Ying, but Kid Bomba already onto Oracle, already going to start feeling tankier, and he's only taken 1 death. Should be okay at this point, and that's going to get scarier and scarier because there's really no big shred damage. Luckily, they do have enough crowd control, but the way we've seen Kid Bomba play on this Esmeralda before, I think that could end up being the major issue for Yangon Galacticos going into these Lord fights down the line.
Definitely got to look for that angles, right? Kid Bomba definitely can utilize this Esmeralda from the flanks. And let's see here, the tempo gone down. 35 seconds on the clock for that first Lord of the game, and it does seem like both teams are trying to take it slow. Both teams are waiting for that spell to be up. Ying is up, so all 10 spells are up. Expect a big 5v5 here in the first Lord of the game.
This is a match for me that positioning is going to be key coming up on these Lord fights. Vision, information, to whereas for Yangon Galacticos, you got to know where Kid Bomba is. You need to know where Sawo is. On the side of Team Spirit, they need to try to know where Han is. Blink's always going to be in their face. Lina, can you make sure those feathered airstrikes count? Timing, I mean, it is crucial. There's so many important mechanics when it comes down to mainly these Lord fights, especially with the fact that gold is at a standstill. Nobody has a huge advantage currently.
Yeah, both teams are just waiting to pull the trigger. Spirit, though, is on the Lord. Glaive already in hand of Han. That's going to be 50% HP of the Lord's HP gone. Oh, one shot finds the Lord. Sunset Lover in the back. Real world motivation, but Blink tries to cancel it out. Ying trying to provide distraction. Here comes Stitch. Sawo goes down, but Ying is stuck isolated, forced to use the flicker. Hiko jumps in, finds the angle to take Lina down. It's going to be 2 for 1, but Ying now with no spell in hand. Can he survive? Now Sunset Lover jumping back in, trying to provide the damage. Blink running away, but one shot's damage is just too huge, and 1 by 1 they will fall here, but Ying is too tanky. One shot jumps in, the dive is not enough. The retribution though comes in, but that is just Ying able to get out. They gotta deal with the Lord though.
All right, so Team Spirit, the moment they know Han is in the bot lane, they immediately start rushing the Lord. They get it. Yangon Galacticos wants to try to take advantage. Okay, fine, maybe we get a couple kills here, and it bites them in the back. I gotta say something though. Hiko's not playing Valentina. This man is essentially just playing Sora, and he might be playing it better than Stitch right now.
Yeah, especially from that last fight. 3 kills on the board already for Hiko. Gotta keep his positioning right though. There's a shutdown, there's a bounty if they take Hiko down. But that Lord only touched the top side of the base. Yangon Galacticos, don't count them out just yet.
Yeah, they're definitely staunching the bleeding right now. And again, luckily we didn't go into that Lord fight with 1.5k gold lead already. So at this point, Team Spirit holding a 2k gold lead. So the fans of Yangon Galacticos can still kind of wipe the sweat from their brow. But they got to think about how they're going to approach these next neutral objectives. I don't know if Han is the one they want to send up to the opposite lane. They need him ready to be able to retry for these Lords, because Team Spirit, we saw it in the last one. Once they get vision on you, fine, we'll rush it. We're comfortable rushing it. We're cool with the 5v4, and we're going to make sure you don't make it in time.
Oh, that's Kid Bomba just being a constant nuisance. Hiko finds an angle to find a finishing touch. It's a 5v4 now. Ying jumps in with the Alice. Oh, throwing a ruin there in the back. Terrified, one shot is there to provide the damage once again. So gonna be a 3-4-5, but Blink will not be able to escape.
Stitch goes in and is unable to do much. Now he's on the run. Team Spirit not gonna let him go.
Oh no, Stitch isolated, and another kill. That's a triple, by the way. Add that to the drawing board. Almost a wipeout. Team Spirit showing why they deserve to be here.
I mean, Team Spirit's just, they're staying as a group, they're working as a group, and they're doing it so cleanly. And Yangon Galacticos is just falling right into the trap, one by one by one. Even Stitch, the fight was already over. Stitch should have never engaged there. And at that, he engages with the shifting clouds way before he even gets to the fight at that point and completely wastes the skill. By the time he gets in the middle of three of them, there's nothing he can really do.
Yeah, so unfortunate in that situation there. I think with this Lord, with this lead, if Spirit is able to just, you know, play it perfectly, I think this might be a game-winning Lord.
All right, so Team Spirit, 5K gold lead, freezing lanes, waiting for Lord to come on the next push. Yangon Galacticos, they got to play it safe. They do at least have the Feathered Airstrike. They have some answers for shredding things down, but the way they approach these team fights has to be huge. Let's take a look at this. Watch for Stitch here. He comes in so late to this fight. I mean, at this point, I feel like the fight's already over. Blink's gonna die. Stitch uses the ship and just gets caught. I mean, walks right into it. And the thing about the gold lane Sora is you need to find the angles as well, like Kid Bomba's been doing. You need to not, you gotta kind of catch him off guard a little bit, right?
Yeah, the funny thing is it was a 4v5, but they were the ones engaging. So that's gonna be Blink again, isolated, trying to distract, trying to buy time for his team, but let's see, will it be worth it?
Here's another thing, Blink, it's okay to do the whole suicide of Hilda thing in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game. When you're this deep, you cannot get caught up alone like that.
Another airstrike spent. Kid Bomba is in the area of Yangon Galacticos. They took down the turret top side with the Lord charging. And Spirit, they want to siege bottom side, seems like.
All right, Team Spirit. A big miss threw in.
Oh, Spirit is able to hold on. They were able to get the clear, Yangon Galacticos. So, again, great defense there. But still, Spirit, they know that they can play the patient game. They're ahead 7,000 gold. In a minute, the next Lord will come up, and they can just play, you know.
They don't have to rush it.
Exactly.
They don't have to rush it at
with
all.
their tempo.
Yeah, I mean, with the 7,000 gold lead and the composition that they have, it's comfortable. You have an Esmeralda. You have EECA who can turn into Sora. You have the Eve. I mean, you have the full package, and Yangon Galacticos, reality or not, they are behind, and especially in terms of their front liners. Ying is the only one who can actually take any damage right now. Hilda just got third item in. Luckily, Ying finally does get dominance in, so a little bit tankier, but outside of that, Han's not outputting the damage. And if Han can't get to Sunset Lover, can't get to Hiko, who's 4-0-5, let me have you at that. I mean, how do you even catch Hiko at this point? You have the dashes, you have the Terrify. There's no way that Han can fully connect. It feels like they're running out of answers at this point.
Yeah, again, with the lack of crowd control from the side of Yangon Galacticos, it's going to be very tough to lock Hiko down. Here comes the Lloyd, and Yangon, they're attempting, but will they find the angle? Let's see.
In my mind, I'm wondering, is this a do or die? Is this the Lord that Yangon needs to completely commit to? They probably could defend it, but if they lose too much here, it's rough.
Uh-oh, that's going to be the engage. One shot jumps in. Ying in the back, Blink. Oh, Tsunami Slam in the back. Oh, shifting closes out. RWM pops in the back. That's going to be Blink's run to provide the damage. Han, though, will be taken down. It's going to be a 2-for-0. And Spirit, they march on as Stitch is going to be the next one on the chopping block. Pops the Purify. Lina and Blink, can they defend?
It's definitely going to be tough. It's 20 to 30 second death counters on the side of Yangon Galacticos, and there's already cannon minions on the base.
With the Lord top here, again, the Hilda is trying to delay.
Blink up in the top side as well.
Yeah,
delay.
Exactly. Trying to delay, just trying to delay, and seems like he will fall. And Spirit, with this Lord still rather healthy, they look to secure game one.
Yeah, Han just comes out, but it's not going to be fast enough.
Oh, done and dusted. Team Spirit in this first best of 5. They take game one.
Game one cleanly. Going to Team Spirit. Yangon Galacticos They started off great there. It was a good few minutes, but quickly Team Spirit took control. They were comfortable losing in the laning phase for the first 3 or 4 minutes. And then once Team Spirit took control, Yangon just started making these small mistakes and more mistakes, and it built and it built. And in my mind, I don't think that last Lord was the hill to die on. I think they probably could have defended against one more push and tried to extend that game a bit farther, but they took the risk, and the risk did not pay off.
The risk did not pay off, and let's see here, the reset, the adjustment from Yangon Galacticos. Again, panels, it's still a best of 5, but it feels like it's going to be a long day for us. But I like what Team Spirit has shown us in Game 1. They showed discipline, they showed simplicity.
Yeah, I mean, in that last fight, it was pretty much the cherry of the whole match there, going in one by one, making bad fights. I'm wondering if the panel agrees with us. LaFell, Gideon, Wolf, how we feeling about that first game?
First of all, thank you very much, Trex, as well as Gani. And yes, honestly, we do agree with you. I jot down quite a few things that I hope you gentlemen can help me out here, because there's a few things that I do want to bring through. Well, number one is the Sora. What do you call it? The emblem setup. The use of the Harley as well as Ying honestly made one mistake that really turned things around and gave the opportunity for Team Spirit to come back in. So I'm going to talk about that mistake first, where in the first instance of the turtle, we can definitely see the idea was Han get a kill, right? Han get a kill, and then you go over to the turtle. But on the second turtle, Ying made a mistake where he tried to zone everyone away, but he's far away from his team, dies, did not give an opportunity for Han to get any kind of kill, either to Sao or Sunset Lover, and it's kind of downhill from there. Like, what do you guys think happened in that second turtle fight that just went downhill for Yangon Galacticos?
I think let's lay down the structure for it, right? Because when Yangon Galacticos are looking to actually approach TS, a lot of it just comes down to who are our main targets. We're all, from minute 1, we saw that they were looking to get Sunset Lover. They were also trying to slow down One Shot. And eventually, I think that TS made the right choice of, hey, let's just switch our attention here. This Hilda's really annoying. We have a bunch of ults, and they aren't putting themselves in positions, except for Hilda, to be in our faces. Let's punish the Hilda first.
And now to add to what LaFell have said before you mentioned those stuff, I think it actually represents the formation battle that happened in that game. I believe that Team Spirit was able to win over Yangon Galacticos just plainly because of their stellar positioning. The formation that they did in the mid lane, where you saw that it was Kid Bomba manning the front lines, and then you also have that Eve box that separates the damage dealers of Team Spirit from the damage dealers of Yangon Galacticos. Yangon Galacticos had to run a mile and get bombarded by the Eve ultimate as well as the damage from One Shot before they are able to catch the Eve. The formation battle is won by Team Spirit, and that was quickly represented by the second turtle, that you mentioned when Ying was overshooting for his team.
Yeah, because I do want to talk about the rotation as well, because Harley, when you're going up against a lineup that does not have a marksman, does make it quite difficult, but we will talk about that just a little bit later. For now, we're going to be talking about the MVP coming in from Team Spirit. We're going to check out who is the MVP by our official gaming phone, Realme, and it is going to be a One Shot. Though I got to say, I kind of feel like his KDA has been statted a little bit. There were some kills that he kind of got for free, Gideon.
Oh yeah, for sure. And especially on the Leo mode, it's just so easy to get the freebies when it's like, oh, you don't have a flicker, you have no way to run away, and you're below 50% HP. Tell me more.
The coolest passive name ever, probably. Oathbreaker. That's pretty good.
I see Leomord is just a cool hero.
Yeah, it's just a cool and I would say edgy hero, you know?
Yeah.
Very edgy.
He's a nightmare.
Yeah, he's a nightmare, actually. What we do know about this Leomord is that he played it so well. I think that he is one of the better performances that we've seen with the Leomord, the way that he gets into the fight. But also, you have to remember that he's playing up against the Hilda, so I think the Team Spirit as a whole was able to protect this Leomord from being from lagging behind when it comes to the farming. Because usually when you go for the assassins up against the Hilda, you usually struggle. But in this case, it wasn't.
We're going to be looking at the highlights here, and this is where we want to talk about the rotations as well as what they were supposed to do. Because this was the fight at the second turtle. They were able to isolate Ying, and then we can see like everyone was far away. In fact, I gotta say, Team Spirit did a good job of understanding where Han is and playing away from him, because looking at my notes, after 7 to 8 minutes, Han was invisible. There was nothing this Harley could do, and why is that?
A lot of it is just making sure that Han is in a position where he can actually do something, right? Because again, as much as he wants the dash, as soon as people kind of figure out, wait a minute, he's coming from the tri-brush, we can immediately start pushing towards the tri-brush while shoving him into the rest of his team because he's playing in very linear manners. Oh, I need to be in range so that Lina can actually combo with me, and we can find the one-shot. We can find one-shot maybe, or we can even look towards Sunset Lover if he's in range. But then we need to talk about the ways that they're approaching, because of the geography of the map, attacking through the mid lane, knowing that the Lord is on your side. And more importantly, this is where Kid Bomba gets to do whatever he wants, right? How many times was a Falling Star Moon targeted towards Lina because he just so happened to not check a bush?
Geography is such a cool word to use in this particular scenario, because it's actually what you can see. It's the way that Team Spirit is playing the map, or the mini parts of the skirmishes, where you put the real world manipulation so that the Harley, if he tries to jump the Yves or this Leomord, he cannot really freely hit with the first kill. Although he can pop the ultimate, he cannot supplement the damage afterwards. And when that happens, you can see that Leomord already has the lifesteal his way out of the situation.
Speaking of geography, you got to talk about clouds, and I feel like we got to talk about the elephant in the room here, Stitch on this Sora, because I look at his emblem setup and it's Rupture, Festival of Blood with the Fighter emblem. So clearly he wants to do a little bit more damage, but when we see Hiko, his emblem setup is all defense, but he still did a lot of damage. Do you guys feel like it might have been a mistake for Stitch trying to get a little bit greedy, thinking that he could win the 1v1 against Valentina?
I think that most of the gold laners have chosen Temporal Rain as well on Sora. I would say
usually a bit defensive, not the Rupture.
That's actually true. You know what? Maybe in this particular scenario, yes, it is. Especially because you're looking at a fighter setup as well from Team Spirit. There's no hero that you can really burst like immediately with your hero. And also, if you're looking at YG, they really don't have that burst kind of strategy. Even when you can say that Farsa as well as Hardy, they are quote-unquote burst, they're not like actual immediate nukes where it just, deletes the hero. So maybe, yeah, the Rupture did not work in that regard.
Personally, I think the way to look at it is because of Sora's passive, actually. Whenever you have extra attack damage or max HP, you convert it to the opposite depending on which form you switch. And that's why Stitch, early game, I'm looking to be in that lightning form. I'm looking to win out the lane, maybe get a couple of ultimates. Later in the game, immediately he's thinking, oh man, if Ying misses his engagement, I gotta be the one. And that's why his setup wants him to actually survive deeper into these fights.
So now my question to Wolf here, because I feel like Yangon Galacticos, their draft can actually work if they have a lead. Yes. But realistically, how much of a lead they actually need to make sure that they can deal with Team Spirit's draft?
That's an interesting question. I think it's not a matter of how much lead that they have. I think that keeping it steady at 2,000 for the first 8 minutes and 10 minutes is fine, as long as you're able to get into the front lines or select a proper target. Neither was true for Yangon Galacticos. Not only did they not get a good formation of skirmishes, they also couldn't find the right target to burst. Like, would you actually jump the Leomord? The Leomord can just go for the lifesteal and sustain himself even when you pop your ultimate on the Harley. Then, if you're looking at the Eve, well, it doesn't matter if the Eve dies, as long as the real-world manipulation is already put up. Is he able to pop his damage? Just the problem with not having an immediate burst on your team. The heroes that can actually just, throw their skills away and die afterwards, they benefit from it.
We're going to be looking at the goal graph here to really see the momentum of the game. And as our casters have stated, in the early game, it was actually looking quite good for Yangon Galacticos because, again, they controlled the mid. Make sure for the first 6 minutes, there were no rotations at all. But one turtle take coming in from Team Spirit, and that's where you can see the rise of Team Spirit controlling the map. There was a bit of a dip where they got a good fight for Yangon Galacticos in the river, but then after that, Team Spirit just controlled everything. So now for Gideon, looking at the game, what really caused this big spike of goal curve that made it so that there's really nothing that Yangon Galacticos can do?
Well, I think it really boils down to the performance of Blinken as well, Stitch, right? It was clear that Hiko was a better Sora than Stitch, and Kid Bomba arguably a better roamer than Blink because he took that role so quickly because Sawa needed to be an anchor to protect and cover angles from the Harley. That's why Kid Bomba is allowed to kind of be like this Hilda, get it in people's faces, start peeling, start creating opportunities. But from mid-game onwards, literally, any ults coming up from the side of Yangon is just ineffective if it's targeted towards their tanks.
I think it's also because at 8-minute mark, fairly remember that there was Radiant Armor that was picked up on the opposite side, Team Spirit. And if you're looking at the composition that you see from Yangon Galacticos, 4 of them deal that magic damage in, it's DPS, the DOD actually, not even like burst magic damage, just why the Radiant Armor might have been one of the reasons why that spike was there for Team Spirit.
I gotta say, despite One Shot being the MVP, I kind of feel like we really have to give a big shout out towards both Hiko as well as Sunset Lover. Sunset Lover was positioned in a way that he really was not caught at all by the Harley. And then Hiko, again, like you said, just better. Like I'm you, but better. And that's really the whole story of Valentina going up against Sora. Sora is an amazing hero. In fact, if you're an amazing hero, there's a good chance that Valentina is better. Speaking of better, make sure you guys check out the AI insights from the Realme 15 Pro. Here's the thing, it has win rate predictions, can analyze gold items, and everything in real time. It is like having a strategy coach in your pocket. That's the AI gaming coach for you, but it doesn't stop there. The Divide breaks out, and you want to make sure that your combos are perfect. It has the consecutive skill feature. Make sure that you can preset a combo in just one tap. Everything is done. It guides your strategy and elevates your execution. That's full AI-powered edge from prediction to performance. It's a complete package. You play, we carry. Is the Realme 15 Pro, the M7 official gaming phone that's being used by all of our players. Who's that?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Right? Don't worry. Like, wait, there's someone there.
Oh, we're
Handsome young men.
Hey, I like that. 2 very handsome
Young men.
young men.
Emphasize on the young.
Especially, we're not losing our hairlines or anything.
Hey,
That's some old people stuff.
here's the thing. You can feel younger if you do get the M7 pass because I gotta say that is the biggest value for money because the M7 pass you went live all the way from the 1st of January all the way to the end, and it's packed with a lot of features. You can get the Granger Thunder Ascendant Epic skin, the Cosmic Finality skin, Prime skin, and the M7 figurine. Look at this! This looks amazing! At this point, we might actually take it away. And plus, you can get the Gato Kacha Solar Spark skin for free, the fan favorite M5 Yuzong skin, and the Revamp M Championship skin. Also making a limited time return, so make sure you guys don't miss out on all the wonderful rewards. Again, best value for money, man. Make sure you guys grab the pass.
It's a good time to play the pass. And honestly, I've been trying to work on it. Goodness, you really gotta put some...
We work really hard, okay? We don't get to play the game a lot.
I mean, even when I do get time to play the game, I am nowhere close to 100 just yet. I think I've only just broken 50, and even that took a little bit of support chests.
Excuse me, I'm not even 30.
Oh, goodness. Oh.
Because let me just say, I'm not having fun solo. And every time I want to play with my friends, they're working.
Yeah.
I'm working all the time.
We have actually broken our yearly tradition of doing Brawl every time.
Yes!
We have not been playing Brawl.
Yes!
Who's to blame here? Naisu.
There you go. There you go.
Blame Naisu.
There you go. So now we're going to talk about game number 2 here. But before we even begin, right? We're going to see what you guys think. Pick our pass. Now, I don't know what topic we are going to be talking about here. So which is the best role for Sora, right? Is it in the EXP? Is it in the gold? I kind of feel like the face of gold lane Sora is Innocent. When it comes to the EXP, we got quite a few names, including Nino.
Nino probably comes to mind. Yeah, it's actually just...
I mean, like, Sora hasn't been led through quite a lot.
Not a lot, actually.
Big facts, big facts.
Edward, actually.
Yeah. He plays mean. Oh, I don't know. This one's really, really tough. I would like to say gold lane because I feel like the matchups are way easier for Sora. It's just I hit 4, I kill you, end of story.
That's interesting. I think I'll go Expedite because I'd rather see gold lane marksman. Maybe that's my bias. So in XP lane, like you see how Sora XP laners outplay their opponents, and then you can dive the mid laner as well as the marksman as well. I think EXP lane Sora has more utility.
I would say right now, EXP is looking pretty good because I took a look at the upcoming patch notes, and it does seem like playing EXP Sora will just be slightly bit more difficult because they're raising the cooldowns for the Torrent form, right? And then they're not touching the Thunder form. So I really feel like, getting those kills in the early game, on the Thunder form is going to be much easier. We might even see it transitioning all the way to the jungle. Who knows, right? Who knows?
I like that. I like the idea of just the Thunder form not being touched because, again, great abilities. I think it was probably a little too high on the base damage, but hey, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, I think that Sora needs to be nerfed in general. So I'm gonna be
Listening. You're listening. Don't.
Unfortunately, though. That's
Well, since he doesn't want to talk about this, let's talk about the players here. Yangon Galacticos, what do they really have to change? Do you really feel like, Wolf, is that it's the draft? Because from where I was sitting, it does look like they don't deal that much damage. By the way, can I just say, with them casting here, with the TV here, you and me having our devices and me write down notes, I feel like how do I say?
A professional?
I feel like a judge. like a sports happening, and I'm like, yep, that's a foul. Yep, that's 1 point. Yep, that's 2 points.
You're an umpire or something.
Yeah, umpire. Yeah, there it is. I feel like an umpire.
I mean, you are actually, practically speaking, you're taking care of the 2 panels. Yeah, maybe along the way, this will be a versus. This will be like Gideon and myself versus Trex and Gani.
Hey, as long as I'm not involved, I'm happy. But yes, going back to the question, do you feel like Yangon Galacticos did not have enough damage?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. I agree with that. But I think it can be fixed by their second phase picks. I believe that the way that they managed their first 3 picks were great. They got the Sora, they got the Hilda to go with it, and the Farsa. I think that the first 3 picks are good. However, they did not ban accordingly. I honestly felt like the Esmeralda should have been banned the second phase, and they could have taken a different route with the choices that they had. But of course, this is just that was just game number 1. Come game number 2, that is something that they have learned. Maybe Harley against the Leo Mort is theoretically good, but in practice, it could be hard.
I also think that they should probably change their priorities from like, oh, let's look for like pseudo winning lanes to you just need to straight up win the lane, right? And I think that YG has kind of put themselves in this corner where they can't really get back out of there because TS is like, we're flexible enough to sandbag some of those lanes at the very least and then get mid-game spikes compared to Yangon, who's like, I'm willing to ban out CC just so I can play the lane.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are jumping into the second draft here. It looks like it is going to be Flying Clouds. Team Spirit will be on the first pick and still respecting the health grid as well as the box set. So it does look like Team Spirit coming in here, they have a good idea when it comes to the bans. It really is on Yangon Galacticos that really has to adjust.
They have to adjust a lot here, and the Eve is going to be the first ban coming in from Yangon, now holding priority for the second. Are we thinking that maybe even Kalia needs to go? That way it can open up
with that.
Assassins?
I think so, especially because of how comfortable Team Spirit are with that. But there you go, on point. Maybe Hilda could also be banned by Yangon Galacticos, but at the same time, they also have to think about the Jushin, because them banning the Eve means that the Jushin first pick for Team Spirit will be a free hero.
So will Team Spirit ban on the quad here?
Quad. They can first pick it though. They can use that.
They can first pick either the quad or the Jushin, because as of right now, gentlemen, I kind of feel like teams are just embracing, you know what? It's not bad to use double fighters.
Yep.
Let's just go with that.
Just go with that. Maybe the Grok could be the choice here for Team Spirit.
I mean, we said that the last time, but the Kalia
That's also
open.
True.
I feel like if there's like Grok and Joe, if they had to make some choices, you know what, never mind.
All the injustice in the world.
Joe is the lane winner here in the M7, all the way from, I would say it started to show up in the wildcards, but then as the Swiss stage just continues, people are like, you know what, I don't even need good kicks. I just need to stop the mid from farming.
I actually prefer the Cho to be the go-to Roma rather than last year's meta of just, it's got thought.
Yeah, you know what?
What a fun lane. Bam.
I'm with you on that one.
Okay.
I want to see a Minotaur priority though,
here
as a Minotaur main.
Minotaur might be picked up. I think it disappeared in Swiss stages, right?
Yeah. It's like a niche pick, you know?
It is definitely a niche pick. Decent Shin. So yeah, they open up the Jushin as well as the Cloud as a leverage so that the Cloud will go back to them. I think that's just Jushin is the first pick here.
Oh yeah.
No doubt about that. For YG, it will be Claude.
Grok? Claude
Grok would be good because Jushin Grok is scary.
Something to know, if they do pick up the Grok, I kind of feel like Team Spirit, they really like the high loss Jushin combo. Makes it very annoying for any frontline. So even if you play double fighters, not going to be feeling good.
That's right.
Like the Crimson Lightning.
That's Leomord.
I like that actually.
Fight for the ultimate
Hilda
is picking.
Okay, so this kind of tells me that Team Spirit can really shift their idea to go for a utility jungler and then the Claude.
Fredrin Arla and then target EXP laners in second phase.
That could be good.
Oh, Fredrin Arla, I love that.
Fredrin Claude in this scenario because the Claude might be bad.
You're right. The Claude is, no matter what, Claude is always going to be a problem. Oh! So TS is taking a couple of notes here from RORA PH, and now with the Freya as well, just to kind of say, we already have the counter pick. It can be a little bit more flexible, but it doesn't matter because if these fights go extra long, Freya is just going to outvalue everybody else.
Yeah, no, this really scares me for Team Spirit because having the Freya kind of forces them to go for an assassin jungler in the second phase, which means that Hilda, no matter what happens, you already have the value for the Hilda because you can now stop the jungle. But maybe that's the reason why they picked up the Khalid, so that there is a way to contest that Hilda when the Hilda tries to go for the invades. Now, for YG, I think it just totally makes sense to get... See? Okay, I would have said first Kimi, actually, but they go for the CC. Which is interesting because I don't know if it actually wins against the Freya. Maybe not, actually.
And so far, there's not really a lot of front lines here. Maybe this is just a deterrent to make sure that One Shot does not use a Fredrin. Maybe try to force him out to use something like a Guinevere or something, which so far only has won once in the entire M7. So quickly here, Gideon, with the 3 picks of Team Spirit as well as Yangon Galacticos, which one do you feel like is looking much better right now?
I think in terms of raw flexibility for an overall draft, Yangon for sure, but in terms of just power and like clear direction, I think that TS for sure has a good idea.
Yeah. I wonder if there is a world where the Fanny will be picked up by Team Spirit.
It's a possibility. I was thinking about that as well, but considering that like TS already has ways to kind of not only deal with the Hilda, but play off of that mid priority with this Khalid. Because since Hilda already shows up, right, Khalid on top of that Jushin, no matter who's going to be the mid laner, unless they like mid lane Raptor or some nonsense like that with Concussive Blast, then you will always have mid priority.
Question here, folks, because having the Khalid as well as the Jushin, does this make it safe enough for them to use any assassins against the Hilda?
Yep, pretty much it. I mean, it doesn't mean that there's no absolute way for the Hilda to actually invade or contest the jungle. It will be a little bit harder, but yeah, you can go for a Fanny, like we said, and even a Hayabusa at a certain point. However, this is interesting because the Nolan is a hero that can sustain himself, although it's not as fast as the Leomord when it comes to the jungling, so they still banned that out. Kind of tells me that Team Spirit might be giving us a different kind of jungler against the Leomord. Maybe not a Lancelot, maybe not a Hayabusa. Actually, it might even be a Joy in this scenario. If there is no legitimate lockdown from Yangon Galacticos in their 4th pick, they're gonna think about picking up the Joy eventually.
I feel like Yangon is also trying to set up a Farsa here, right? Up the line, Farsa Baron, good read.
Yeah. Right now, honestly, like I feel like Yangon is also thinking they might pick up a Joy because this CC, if the CC has a good time, there's gonna be two heroes that's not gonna like it, right? Imagine if Joy and Freya jumps in, and then they're both caught, and then they're just gonna take free damage coming in from the Leomord. So I really feel like Yangon Galacticos, their draft, honestly really centers around how good this CC is at locking priority targets.
Which is very scary because it can easily be countered by, again, like I said, the Joy eventually, and then maybe pick up something like a Glue. Although the Glue or an Esmeralda, I mean, against the Hilda. So this should be a lockdown hero for YG. I think Alice should be a good choice if they do want to pick it up. Or maybe a Kimi. There you go. It's a Kimi. Kimi's great.
You're great.
You are greater
than ever.
I just want people to see me.
Yeah. I will let them see you.
Yeah, especially the world. I want the world to see us, you know?
So now we're into...
Joy. I like Joy.
Joy, yeah. Joy doesn't seem like a bad idea. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that is punishable because now that Kimi's available, things like even Hayabusa.
Oh, Fred liking the Arlet.
No!
Liking the Arlet.
Okay, it's Arlo with Joy.
Maybe it's enough with Jushin and does Freya have some? Freya does it, right? So,
yes, no, she has a knockup.
Oh yes, she does.
Is there a world where we see a Mincetar for YG? Is that the reason why they're actually just giving away all of these very mobile heroes?
I mean, I suppose, but I don't think they have any means to kind of like force a neutral, right? Like, they don't want to sit on top of it. They can't like hold on top of it. They can't sit on top of it. So going for the Phoveus makes a little more sense.
Phoveus might be the only EXP hero that can be played in this scenario. However, I still feel like Team Spirit has a Joy that can freely roam around the map. I think this is a very comfortable game for Team Spirit.
No, honestly, I agree with you because if the Joy is free, honestly, the Phoveus might not have an amazing time because by the time there's a lot of shred on this Joy, is going to be quite difficult. So, final words here, Gideon. Do you feel good with the drafts coming in from both teams?
I feel very, very good. For TS in particular, I would like to see whether Kid Bomba can actually get out of that lane scot-free. If not, YG, Ying, it's all up to you, sir.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again, Wolf, as well as Gideon. This draft so far, Game 1 and Game 2, it is very interesting. So now, hopefully our casters are ready because Trex as well as Gotti, it's Game 2, Team Spirit against Yangon Galacticos.
Here we go. Team Spirit taking game number 1. Can YG regulate the score? This is Trex. Join with me as Gani as we jump into the land of Dawn. Now, Gani, last game we saw YG do very well at controlling the early game pace, and then they just fell apart around second turtle. For me personally, I think they need to kind of do the same thing once again. They need to try to disrupt this Joy. They need to look for camp steals. They have the ability to do that. But Team Spirit already looks like they might not want to let them. They have this Khalid, and look how aggressive Sawo is.
Oh, already, again, Blink on this Hilda, right? So, yeah, game 1, I agree. It was them. Let's see if they are able to just maintain that level of intensity, proactiveness, but keep in mind, all right? Spirit's mid-game is not too shabby as well, you know, mid-game power spike. So they got to keep in mind, it feels like Blink, again, is just poked. It's just both roamers poking at each other, and also both mid laners here trying to poke, at least Sunset Lovers dealing a healthy damage. Han is there as well, trying to provide damage. But you can see here, from the talents here, it's that Freya, Master Assassin, right? So again, the 1v1s here, especially laning phase, Yaksich, gotta back up. I mean, to back up.
He does have the one thing, the casters or the panel was talking about how well the CC is going to do into the Freya. I do feel like in terms of gold lane, it shouldn't do a horrible job because of the ability to kite and get out of those dashes. But spacing is crucial. You take one step too far, you get caught in a knock-up, and Freya's on you. Look at Hiko right now with the double tower lane cut, and this is what Team Spirit does so well, and this is going to give Hiko the advantage to find the angle, find the flank, come in an unexpected way, and look how quickly all 5 of them are ready for this turtle, essentially.
Yeah. Kid Bomba is already 4, so it will be a 5-man first turtle for Spirit. That's going to be Phantom Seed by Han. That's just one shot, providing, zoning away, providing damage as well. Hiko jumps in. That's going to be Han, though. Not able to steal. Sunset Lover finds the kill. Sitch is in the area, but that's going to be a kill and a turtle for Spirit.
Man, Hiko did such a good job at bouncing back. One shot comes in. They're able to zone Yangon away piece by piece. They never fully commit all members, but one of them just continuously keeps Han stuck into his own jungle, never getting the chance to enter into the turtle pit. And this is Team Spirit, I mean, just now at this point, controlling, pacing. Yangon Galacticos, when is the time that they can actually pop off?
Steed popped, committed. Sunset Lover, peculiar position. That's going to be Han, bursts it down. Now without their jungler, Sunset Lover trying to survive, flicker all over the place. But that's again, Kid Bomba finds the angle and takes the double.
Man, we all knew that was coming. Kid Bomba sitting there on the other side of the wall. Ying might be in a little bit of trouble here.
Still able to survive, but that's just 2K gold already in hand. 3 minutes in.
That last play from Kid Bomba, he's sitting at the wall. We all know it's coming. Both members of Yangon Galacticos just stuck under the tower, knowing it's coming as well, like the firing squad. And he comes in with the final slash, super clean from Team Spirit. Han, though, trying to make a play, but Sawo's here to help him out, and now Han's in a bad spot. I mean, this is the problem, and this is what Team Spirit's been doing so well time after time, zoning and pacing in every single small fight.
Boy, oh boy, what a treat we have here. And yeah, again, with the Genius One already in hand for one shot, that's just a spike already for this Joy. And Yangon, their adjustments here entering towards a mid-game is going to be heavier. It's going to be tougher for their side. And Spirit, look at what they do now. You know, no objective, tempo down.
And the big problem is the Joy is supposed to be a slightly later hero, right? Yangon Galacticos, in technicality, should have had possibly a small advantage. Luckily, Sawo was on the lead, and I think that's what really helped Team Spirit push early on. But with Yangon Galacticos already falling behind, this joy is only going to get more and more out of hand for them to handle.
Russian pulse pops. Sawo, half HP. Oh, the back, that's going to be Blink now, trying to hold on, but Hiko is there. That's going to be a 1-for-1. Both roamers going about down, but Ying is there.
Hit Bomba in a sticky situation. Han just looking for the kill, but he's unable to do it.
Hiko finds a triple again with this Freya, and that's going to be Spirit again, just doubling their lead here. Gold-wise, kill-wise, and take a look at the farm. They're in the jungles of Yangon Galacticos. They're eyeing for this turret, but Stitch is still able to defend it for now.
You know, the camera's not always on him, but I am watching him. Kid Bomba has done such an amazing job from game 1 to game 2 in that last turtle fight. He was the one making sure that Yangon Galacticos stay split up, and once the turtle was taken, once One Shot and Hiko were ready to engage more, they join up with him and clean up the rest.
The crit from Blink. Displacement. Uh-oh. The knock-up. Kid Bomba, Sunset Lover is there, and that was a bait from Sawo.
This is the same, I mean, we're basically watching the same fight happen every single time from game 1 to now. Yangon Galacticos think they're gonna make a play happen, and then Team Spirit just spits in their face. I mean, it's rough at this point. Sunset Lover with the displacement, I mean, that was perfect, but once again, the damage wasn't there, and Yangon Galacticos has to know when to hit the brakes and when they can fight, and right now, obviously, they can't fight.
Definitely, they gotta choose their battles here. Again, Spirit, entering mid-game, they're at a very healthy lead here, 5,000 goal lead, and Yangon Galacticos just catching strays. And I don't think they can contest for the next turtle.
Even Sawo right now, the roamer of Yangon Galacticos, has more gold than 4 members of Yangon. I mean, it's tough. Han is far behind on something like a Leomord. Yes, we've seen the Leomord do great things in the knockout stage so far, but those are players that are stealing camps, putting pressure on the enemy, and Yangon have lost that opportunity. It's a 6,000 gold leads in the hand of Team Spirit. What is their comeback potential? For me, maybe Stitch in late game, Lina in late game, but definitely not now. I don't even think they should be fighting for this turtle.
Bomba with the final slash there on towards Lina. No flicker, that's big information. Now, do they want to fight Ying against stunned up? Kid Bomba finds an angle in the back. That's One Shot again, just creating a zone for Yangon Galacticos to not enter the turtle pit. And now Spirit is eyeing for that mid. It's going down.
It's like, why? Why? Why even go? It's the 3rd turtle. It's not the end of the world. Now Han's going to drop as well. Hiko with a mega kill. 4-0-1. One Shot takes turtle. Yangon is just handing them this game on a silver platter at this point. The win con for them is you have to wait it out. We're 8 minutes in. It's 1,000 gold a minute at this point. There is no way you're winning a single fight, a single trade.
Gold deals a lot of damage, and that's Hiko finding the unstoppable. Now Hiko is still again so annoying. Kid Bomba finds the angle for that final slash to connect, and Lina will be eliminated.
This is not looking good. I'm gonna keep it honest here. I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat things for anybody, because the fans wouldn't have it, right? So, like I said, there are win cons for YG. We've seen compositions like this pop off. CC does have a decent late game, can shred through, can kite. But at this point, we're talking 10 minutes from now. We're talking when both teams get to 60K gold, and then it's just a tie game. And that's a long way from now. And the way that Yangon's been playing, I don't even know. When Skypiercer comes in for Ying, for Lina, is it even worth it? I mean, yes, it's a cheap item, but at this point, maybe go for something else. And when you get the opportunity, pick it up later as 4th or 5th item, if you even get that far. But at this point, you're going to get nothing out of that item. It's a 2,000 gold lead over to Sunset Lover in the mid lane. It's a rough position. Not many teams could get out of this, and if you're going to get out of this, you need to play this game perfectly.
I mean, it's quite desperate going for that Skypiercer, but that's going to be Blink again, isolated in the front. just taking everything, and that's got to be Kid Bomba taking the kill. We're not even 10 minutes in. The gold lead is already above 10,000, ladies and gentlemen. Again, things are not looking good for YG and Spirit. All they need to do is just control tempo, you know, and just wait for the next objective and so on and so forth. So far, so good for Spirit.
At this point, honestly, Team Spirit, in my opinion, could try to force an end game right at this board.
Yeah.
The only reason why they might not is because they don't want to get loose and pull bad habits into future games. In all honesty, I feel like they could crack the can open and look for an end game here with the way YG is playing in game 2. Team Spirit, though, have been keeping it patient, which I think is a good habit, right? You want to try to carry these habits into future because, no, you can't just disrespect every team in the top 8. But with a 12.3K gold lead at only 10.5 minutes, with the type of composition you have Hiko on a Freya, who could probably shred through 3 members easily, possibly under a tower. I mean, there was a large amount of domination. Yangon Galacticos blink majorly, cannot go too deep. We saw that mistake happen from him in previous games before a Lord came in, before a big fight. He goes and jumps into 3 members. That is something we cannot see.
Definitely not.
Lina can't get too far. Han needs to think about when he's going to pop his Phantom Steed. They need to essentially just focus on Lord in this fight.
Let's see, they still have Holy Shields. Will they have enough gas to defend? Let's see, Spirit now trying to find an angle. Sieging top. And yeah, they have triggered all 3 Holy Shields. Hiko has the golden staff in hand. So, you know, attack speed-wise, it's buffed for Freya.
Freya's up. I mean, Freya definitely. Oh, speaking of Hiko, already diving in.
Yeah, still able to get out. That's going to be knock up though. Oh, take a look at that damage. Ying, the Phobius eliminated. And that's going to be Sunset Lover just initiating for his team. That's a double for 1 shot.
Team Spirit's fishing right now. Send out the fishing line. Sunset Lover catching 1 by 1, hooking them back. And Team Spirit just jumps the nets on him, pulls him in, and Blink once again, where are you?
Uh-oh.
Too deep. That's what I say. Hiko gonna shred through this. There is 0 escape.
Why even flicker right at that point? That's just a waste of spell. And again, Spirit 14,000 gold lead. That's a godlike for Kid Bomba. That's turret number 2 taken down. Base turret number 3 taken down. And ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at the back. Lina taken down. That's going to be Stitch and Yang trying to defend, but it is all too powerful. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Spirit finds match point.
In a dominating fashion, Team Spirit take the dub. 16, almost 17,000 gold lead by the end of that match. It might be the largest gold lead we have seen all of M7 so far. Could be honestly in the books for most gold lead M-Series has ever seen in that short of time. Yangon Galacticos, there are so many things they need to work on, I feel like, at this point. Is it the pressure? Because we have seen them have really high highs. We've seen them play amazing games. I came in today thinking that there was a chance that they could maybe bring the upset, but Team Spirit is crushing any of those thoughts.
You know, even not just based on performance, right? I think the drafts, you gotta start from the drafts as well. But yeah, I mean, in this game, it was just a one-sided game from the early game. They were able to translate towards the mid, and I don't feel like it's a late game. 12 minutes in, that's Spirit. Again, just showing quality of MLBB, good quality of MLBB.
Yeah, I mean, just clean, aggressive play, and even though they were aggressive, it wasn't like they were ever extremely pushing the envelope for what they had. I can't wait to hear what the panelists had to say about this. LaFell, what do you think?
Well, first of all, thank you very much, Gani, as well as Strikes. That was a game, and and in a way, like if I was a boss, I would just say, no notes. You all did pretty good. And here's the thing. This is why we love Kid Bomba and a more proactive kind of picks, because he looks good. And here's the thing. I really like Hiko on a fighter now.
Yeah.
Like, stop using all this marksman.
He's kind of sick.
Fight.
He's really kind of sick of it, but I think we can all agree that we just watched domestic abuse and we were like, okay with it first to a certain degree, because the way that we saw Yangon play was not acceptable, right? Blink, especially, I think Stitch, he worked on that laning phase a lot better, got a really good freeze underneath his turret like pre-3 minutes, which is already really good for him because that kind of settled out his laning phase. But everybody else, oh my goodness, Volvius, how could you be laning like that? Getting into the middle of the fights and then dying like that? Constantly, time and time again. Why would you let Jushin knowingly when you want to play in that particular style?
Yeah, I mean, like, to be fair, if I was a Phobius and I'm going up against a Jushin, I'll tell my team, it's like,
start praying to God.
What you want me to do?
What do you want me to do?
If my flicker was 20 seconds, fine, you can blame me. But it's 2 minutes. We're going to be looking at the MVP here, Wolf, but let me just say, at this point, for Team Spirit, this is why you don't want to go up against a Team Spirit that has suffered quite a few losses. Because at that point, you're just going to be collateral damage.
Yeah, I think that the reason why I'm okay with demolition that Team Spirit was able to do is because I was prepared for it. We called it in the draft. I think that Joy was a perfect pick. The Cali that was picked up earlier in the draft by the side of Team Spirit actually allowed for this lineup to just destroy Yangon Galacticos, but most importantly, Kid Bomba. Come on, 7-0-9, playing the Arla to the last pick. You would think that this is no longer a pick when there's no Fredrin, that this Arla should be a combo with something else, maybe an Akai, for example. But Kid Bomba make it look good even when it is alone. Even when this is an a la carte Arla, Kid Bomba still managed to give us good plays. I will never forget what he did in the top lane. I mean, Trex said that you can see it coming from a mile away, but he made it look so good.
Yeah, but just to let Trex know, here it's kilometer.
That's
just
a kilometer
there's
away.
differences,
Please,
also
the SI unit is there for a reason. It's there for a reason.
Adjust accordingly, Mr. Trex.
Yeah, I think that at the very least, it's great to see that Kim Bomba, he still got it in him, right? But everybody else was playing a solid game. I think the drafting, I don't know whether it's just the players on top of Cold Star, but they're doing a really good job at reading into what YG want to do. And I think that YG, their draft is way too honest, but first things first, if we want to solve any problem, let's stop picking up this Hilda within the first phase. I think they might have to readjust that and lean more into Kali because it gives them more flexibility while still saying, you know what, mid lane can do something else.
I will definitely agree with you, but at the same time, I don't want them to just gamble on these trades because we thought that the Eve plus the Call would be a good trade, but they didn't take that. They took the Leomord, which kind of makes sense, but then to go with the Hilda with it, usually you use the Hilda against assassins or maybe farm fighters like Kisenshin as well as Leomord, but when there's a Jushin on the other hand, it's so difficult to actually be a Hilda.
You know, here's the thing. I know YG is so sad with the Cho ban. Because look at how different it is if the Jushin has to go up against a Cho. So honestly, a good foresight coming in from Team Spirit, understanding there's a high chance they're going to get the Jushin. So once they take the Cho away, they're like, yeah, what's up? Any pick you pick is not going to look good in front of us.
CC just really didn't achieve much in this game. CC used to be, it will be used up against fighters or maybe tanky heroes. Maybe not Freya, actually. We had so much doubts with that. But unfortunately, we saw in the game that the CC did not have any kind of contribution in this game. And I'm not saying that it's because of Stitch and the way that he plays it. It's just that, theoretically speaking, this hero, third picked by Yangon Galacticos, does not achieve anything. If they have picked a hero that maybe a Ranger actually or a carry, might have did something better compared to something like a CC.
Well, gentlemen and all the folks back at home, just to remind everyone, this is an elimination match.
That's true.
As stompy as this is, the upcoming fight and everything after that is going to be the very last chance for Yangon Galacticos to hold on to their M7 World Championship life. And looking at how strong a Team Spirit has been looking, is going to be very difficult for Yangon. If there's any kind of surprises that they have, if they want to make it so that they have no regrets, the next draft, it has to be spot on. It has to be perfect.
They got laid out on the table because Team Spirit right now, they are about to let the guillotine fall. They're going to they're going for the decapitation, right? They have to, because the faster they finish this game, the more time they can just chill out, watch the other games, and really start to prepare for the next match.
Yeah, because as far as I know, their next match is going to be tomorrow, and it's up against Alter Ego.
Yep.
Never. But job's not finished yet. YG, I think that they only have to start with the draft. Game number 1, they look promising when it comes to their first 3 picks. I think they really overreacted from that loss of game number 1 when they did try to go for game number 2 because they snatched the Leomord. They didn't mind the Claude nor Khalid, for example. They did not really manage the Jushin because if you're looking at the heroes of YG, there's no actual Jushin counter. In fact, YG lineup does not counter anything from TS. It even just allows Joy to be really good.
Question here for Gideon, because we did talk about you need to win the lanes, especially going up against Team Spirit. Do you feel like Yangon, with the picks that they have, there's really not much that they can do in any individual lanes?
Well, I definitely thought, that's why I was leaning right at the beginning of the draft. It's like, yeah, Ying, he's got technically the perfect matchup to actually win out his lane. But in terms of just raw impact, I think that Kid Bomba just played a little bit better, right? Freeze it underneath your turret, wait for that level 4, really minimize the trades overall until you are level 4, and then just play the team fight, because what's Ying gonna do? Fight into my Sunset Lover Jushin 2-1 and 15? Dear Lord.
Look at that, Stitch has 0% team fight participation, means that he was really not involved at all. And we did talk about this during the draft. The current call is such a big ult against Team Spirit's draft, but again, there was no opportunity, right? Hiko made sure that Stitch was a non-factor, and then everyone moving forward, Sunset Lover dealt with them, and Kid Bomba makes it so that you don't have a choice. Well, the moment I see you, I'm dragging you back to my team.
For sure, but I think that YG also understood that it's like, okay, the only time I want to use Curtain Call is if, for example, if One Shot wants to get out of a fight or if Sunset Lover is trying to peel, right? Yeah. Because if he throws it at anybody else, I'm throwing it at Kid Bomba, I'm throwing it at Sawa, well, guess what? They're already diving our backline. It's not really going to do much.
Yeah, unfortunately for YG, it's from the minute number 1, from the laning stage alone, when we said that they have to win it, it's already, they're already handicapped because of their hero pickups. I thought that Phoveus was just really a pick that they had no choice at all. It looked promising, but you can see that it didn't also create any opportunity for them. From minute 1 up until the end, it was just Team Spirit, man.
Now, here's the thing. I really feel like they tunnel vision just a little bit because they're thinking, like, what's a good matchup against the Arlet? But then you forgot about the Jushin, right? Because I feel like if you put Jushin into the consideration, you're like, yeah, this is not a game where Phoveus can really do anything. At that point, I'd rather pick up something like an Alice, you know, something that can deal with the Arlet, but not punish so far against the Jushin. Now, with that being said, this has been quite an interesting situation. But right now, we do have to throw it over to Rose, talking with Justin Kant, coming in all the way from Myanmar to give us some insight on what's going on. So, Rose, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much to our panel. Hey guys, this is Rose, and right now I am with Justin from Myanmar. Now, for those of you guys who aren't aware, Justin is a former player of Mythic Seal and of course Falcon Esports, who competed here in Jakarta, Indonesia during the M4. How are you, Justin?
Hello, I'm fine.
You're fine? How do you feel like to be back in Jakarta to witness yet another M Series?
It's a bit exciting, and the crowd energy is crazy, especially with the Intel teams.
Yeah, they're very passionate with regards to supporting their fellow countrymen on ground. Now, Justin, are you here in M7 to cheer for Yangon Galacticos?
Yeah, I'm here for cheering Yangon Galacticos, and especially I'm making content with Righty Gaming. You can also watch my content, Righty Gaming channel, and my social medias.
Wow, content creator Justin in the building. Now, Justin, let's talk a little bit about your relationship with Yangon Galacticos, because you mentioned that you're here to support them. Are you perhaps close with the team, with the players, especially since you yourself is a senior figure?
Yeah, we're friends and brothers. I know all the team members in YG. We used to play together also, so they are my brothers.
Oh, they're your brothers. Maybe you could tell us more about them. Is there anything in particular that could be surprising for the community that we all don't know about?
Yeah, they are quite excellent players, and they also have the mentality like do or die situation. So just don't give up. fighting, guys.
Yes, Justin. Now, speaking about a do or die mentality, this is a best of 5. However, we are currently at a match point for Team Spirit with a score of 2-0. As somebody who has played and as somebody who has been in this situation before, what do you think about their performance in Game 1 and Game 2?
I think they are very scary or miscommunication. I think in the game 3 they will bounce back. I hope they'll bounce back, and they need to give more energy, because this is maybe the last game. So just fighting, guys. Just reverse sweep, guys.
You think a reverse sweep is still very much possible?
I hope so.
You hope so. Is there anything you think they could improve on in the following games?
I think anything, just play the games, enjoying the games. Yeah, that's it.
All right, Justin, as we wrap up this interview, is there anything you want to say to Yangon Galacticos before they kickstart their potential last game of the series?
Yeah, good luck, guys. The whole community from Myanmar are supporting you guys, and including me. So just don't give up.
Thank you very much to Justin, and of course, good luck to Yangon Galacticos as we head into a potential last game for them. Going up against Team Spirit, which team will be able to get game number 3? With that, let us show it back to the panel.
Thank you, Rosa. Hey, shout out Justin, man. Haven't seen him for quite a while. Honestly, one of my favorite mid laners of all time. I still remember the defense he had in base using that Faramis. Oh my goodness. His Valentinas, his Johnson.
Is it this?
Bro.
Is it the same stadium?
Oh yeah, it might
wait,
be. Yeah.
It was the same panel? Oh, okay.
Yo, the kickbacks. Honestly, the nostalgia feels a little nice here. It's great to see that Justin is able to join us here on these historical arena. But now, as we heard from him, he was talking about his team. He was talking about, well, man, I couldn't tell if he said support or scolding, but either ways, they need more energy, more power, more energy.
Here's the thing. He said, it's do or die.
So straightforward, simple, straight to the point. I think that's what they kind of need in their draft, to be honest.
You don't want to die.
They need more Red Bull.
Some people do, but not like this. You know, yeah, they need more Red Bull. They need more energy. And yeah, I kind of feel like just win the lanes. Speaking of, gonna need your help on this one. Wolf, let me introduce you to our good friend here, V. In fact, you know what, Gideon, can you help set this up?
Whoa, because V is here once again. Guys, meet V, a cheerful buddy at the heart of Visa's biggest cultural moments. And some may say maybe a little more, international.
Hallo, my name is V. Ik kom van Visa Marca die Welt verwendet. Und in servicelos mascot in figure. Mijn afgave is such snelles, sich und Intelligenz. Besselen zoos or maglichen. In Coffin, Resil Order Decline. Akasimen dis Altags. Mit wie said, ihr immer verhuget. Also, last Germation in Practices un Governments Bargaras Losses. Levin Lane. Bis bald.
It's okay, V. You don't have to be so nervous. I know you're international, and I know that you have your deep German heritage.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Shout outs to that's for Kid Bomba. You know, like V speaks in German. You know, that's for Kid Bomba. You know, Kid Bomba's having a good time. He was the MVP, right? So hey, what say? Thanks very much, V. Yep. He travels all around. Truly an idol.
Truly an MVP, as they say.
Yeah. They do say that. You say that a little too
often.
Speaking of, you know what they also say is that everyone wants a free skin. Now the question is, how do you guys get that free skin? Here's the thing. You guys just have to log in. That's it, right? Log in for 13 days between the 9th all the way to the 31st of January, and then voila. That's it. That's how you can get the Edith skin, the Verdant Knight. You just got to log in. You don't even need to play. Right? Just log in.
I don't know, LaFell. The Verdant Knight, logging in seems really, really difficult. I wish that I could just punch in a bunch of numbers and get free merch.
You mean like just pay?
I mean that's one way of doing it. Hey, that's why we got Visa, right?
I mean, like, hey, different tax bracket, am I right? Either ways. This match, again, I feel like we just, in terms of conversation, it's really on Yangon Galacticos here. Because kind of feel like, Team Spirit, you can do your own thing. Like, you don't need any help from us. But what's the first thing that Yangon Galacticos really have to do? Because coming in from Justin just now, play with more energy. Now, what's a very energetic kind of draft here?
Ooh, okay. So I think Claude for Stitch, it kind of tells me a highly energetic marksman. Maybe Assassins.
So maybe ban out Freya?
Maybe, actually, yes.
Yeah.
Actually, that is a really good way to approach this. If they do ban the Freya, the draft opens up for them more. They're not required to pick up the Leomord because they don't have to combo that up with the Freya. Or they're not afraid of that, of any kind of fighter lanes. Fighter in the gold lanes, I mean. So, yeah, that could be a good start for them.
I'm thinking more nostalgic. Since we're already having, Justin come up to that stage, I'm thinking the Yangon whip out the Franco. Whip out the Naomi special.
If the Natalia?
The Natalia? What? No, Franco. Just the simple Franco could be more than enough to lock down the targets that they're looking for while still affecting the lane.
I remember Naomi more for the Natalia.
Actually, I also remember Johnson as well.
Yeah, Johnson is Justin. Justin used the Johnson, and then I believe Naomi either used Natalia or Kadira.
Kadira, that's right.
There you go.
Yeah, but, I mean, life's on the line. Would you actually pick up Johnson and Kadira?
I mean, like, here's the thing. I want to talk about that Freya ban. If they want to go that route, it should make sense that they try to get first pick now, because since they lost that final battle, they get to choose whether you want first pick or second pick. In this kind of situation, which would you prefer?
First pick for sure, because you pressure your opponent to ban the Jushin and then you can pick that up, or you have better trades. You can even like pick up the Hilda first, but also ban the Jushin or something like that. I think it's more comfortable picking up the first pick.
I really think that it's not even about Blue 1 being super good. Blue 2 and 3 is actually really good because there's like an even number of heroes that really find the big counters against each other when you put them side by side. I think, again, I'm leaning with Wolf. I think that being on blue side is probably the best bet.
Yeah, and somehow if you're able to shut down Kid Bomba and Hiko along the way, that's amazing. Because I kind of feel like they're having too much fun, right? I feel like they're a little bit too energetic. Speaking of, for me, when you say an energetic kind of draft, I'm thinking more of something that you can fight at any time, right? Pick up a draft that if you want a team fight, it kind of doesn't matter what your item is at. You're just like, hey, let's fight. And that's what I saw coming in from Team Spirit, right? Having the Jushin as well as Arlen. It kind of tells me like, Arlen, whenever you want to fight, just fight. But speaking of, we're going to have that conversation a bit later. We got to know what you guys are talking about. We're going to have the fan prediction here just to see where everything's at. Oh, I mean, like, can you blame them?
77% Team Spirit.
If only it was 6-7.
I wish. Nope. Nope. Not in my generation. I think that I wish there was a bit of a graph just to see how much it changed. Like, was it YG heavy and then all of a sudden leaned into TS later down, or was it TS the entire way throughout this match?
I think it's because Team Spirit have also battled against really good teams. I think they battled SRG.
Yep.
So maybe people are just expecting SRG to perform better. And also they're very public about the fact that they're not feeling well physically and Kid Bomba is not 100% yet. That's probably why teams are now more favored towards Team Spirit.
Yeah, let me talk about the opponents that Team Spirit has gone through this M7. Eagle from Singapore, SRG from Malaysia, ONIC Indonesia, Aurora Philippines, and CFU from Cambodia.
There you go.
And so here's the thing. I feel like Team Spirit, the thing is, their fans are not EECA exclusive. I really feel like they have a global audience because looking at how they play, it's kind of hard not to love them, especially when it comes to the interviews. All of them are very PR trained.
I gotta say, Kid Bomba, the way that he popped off in Manila, he actually garnered so much fans. There's a Bombanatics Manila chapter.
Still alive, yeah.
Still alive.
Still going. Very popular.
There was a trend then when people actually changed their IGN to IGN then Bomba, and I know a guy who up until now is still called Pau Bomba.
I mean, here's the thing. Speaking of typing it out, make sure you guys get the redeem code so that you guys can get some goodies all the way here from M7. But yeah, if we're going back into the draft here for Yangon Galacticos, I feel like that's step number one, where we want to see if they're first pick or second. If they are in the second pick, I'm honestly going to be a little bit worried because, like Gideon said, pick blue 2 and 3. We've seen what Team Spirit has been doing, which is basically just to counter what they have, right? Okay, you want to open Leomor, you want to open Hilda, we can handle that. You open Hilda +1, we can handle that.
Can I actually add something to that? Because I really agree with you that blue 2 and 3 is really good, but at the same time, if you look at red side, right, you want to you always feel like red were to the red side.
I totally agree with you on that one, especially when we look at red side, like in previous iterations of the meta, truly that last pick was a game changer most of the time. Now it feels like we've kind of streamlined what major compositions want to do.
Yeah, so let me remind you guys on what happened in game number 1 where Yangon Galacticos was first pick. They banned out the Cho, Yisunshin, as well as Claude, right? And then the opening I feel like was pretty solid with the Sora, Farsa, and Hilda. But because of the last pick coming in from Team Spirit, getting that Valentina really ruined the draft for them. So I kind of feel like 2 and 3 is very important, but you also have to realize there's a chance that Team Spirit can counter your entire draft by the final pick. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going into Broken Walls again, same as game number 1. In Yangon Galacticos, they opt for second pick here, but there are some changes. Looks like Coach Marvs is banning out the Kalia as well as the Freya. The question is, does Team Spirit wants to first pick that Claw even if it's open?
Yeah, I think that I don't, considering what has happened in game 1 and 2, there were a couple of opportunities where they could have thought about it. Like, we could have set up for a first pick Claude, but they didn't. They opted to say, you know what? Hiko's feeling real good on these fighters. He's proven his worth. I think now this opens up so much in the draft to the point where, oh, the Yves, man, they got to get rid of this shit now.
Yeah. Or just be open to counter it. Say, like, fine, you get the, Yushin will take the Claw because Freya's out.
Yep. But that is a very dangerous.
Very dangerous, yes.
You would, especially because you're about to get eliminated, you want to go for safer picks here. So okay, the Claude is open. Freya is not, but Leomord is open right now. I think between all of the heroes that we mentioned, the Claude is the Grok.
I think they just take Sora, right? They take Sora, they hold on. If YG happens to show the Valentina super early on, immediately look for the punish in the roam.
Yeah. I feel like Claude is the best, but yeah, you're right. Sora might be the safest option. Claude might be a really good option. Like, it actually opens up the draft so much. But the Sora, it allows you to have that flexibility of having an XP laner and a gold laner. But Leomord instead is going to be the pick.
Wait. What is a good pairing with Claude here? Why did they take like Grok Claude or Sora? Sora Claude, Sora Grok.
I feel like Sora is a necessary pick now.
Oh yeah, Team Spirit could just pick up the Valen. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
I would really want to go for Claude here.
Claude, I think Claude
Farsa?
Claude Khalid?
Actually, either or is fine, right? Farsa, Grok.
Oh, Cho was open.
All of it is worth it. Displacement is always good. Being able to block off angles from your opponents is always good. I'm just more surprised that we're not seeing as much Grok as we saw in the early stages of the tournament now.
I agree.
Actually, here's the thing. I kind of feel like YG, if they had the option, they might go for the Granger.
Not a bad idea.
Grok Sora could be the option here for Team Spirit though, because YG passed up on that. The Grok and the Sora will be really good for them.
You didn't want to pick up something like a Lunox before the mid really gets shrunken down. Or is that too risky here?
Yeah. It doesn't have anything to Lunox yet, you know, if you get my meaning.
Yeah.
So
it's
yeah.
not Lunoxing enough.
It's not Lunoxing enough. Yeah. I think you're better off getting on the Sora.
Oh yeah, valid.
What? Are they trying to make a hard read on this? They could just opt to not like play Sora.
I feel like they could get Granger or Claude, and then it's going to be really good here.
Yeah,
a Granger, and then along the way you get up your utility junglers. Now you get Fredrin, get your Bakshi is banned out, maybe an Akai along the way, or a Guinevere.
Yeah, back in the Myanmar League, they actually have a 100% win rate on the Guinevere, but again here in the M7, it's not looking all that great.
Really like odds of Gwyn here, because you already know it's Grok and Valentina. You don't have to go for an assassin, especially you're up against a Leomord, right? The utility jungler will be really good for YG. And pick up Harith.
Interesting. I guess that's fine too, because there's not really big big punishments coming in from Team Spirit. It could just be a comfort thing.
I think it's a comfort thing, but it also compromises the damage profile of the composition, right? Because now that you add Gwyn, then it's just Radiant Armors. What are you going to do about it for the next 5 minutes?
Yep.
That's actually really scary, but it still fits the bill. I mean, it's not Granger, but it's always been Granger versus Harith for the longest time in the metagame that we have, so kind of makes a lot of sense. Kind of makes sense in that regard. However, we have not seen any good Hariths played lately. I think it's only been successful once or yesterday out of all the Harith pickups.
I mean, Doming was doing a pretty decent job overall. Well, that one game.
Yeah. I mean, like, we haven't seen her in general, right? Because the story of M7 so far is still fighters, unless it is a very good quad game. And now, even the Guinevere is being answered here. So unless Yangon Galacticos is hiding something spicy here, I'm not entirely sure what their jungler is gonna be. But if Nolan is open, I think even Nolan is gonna be difficult. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what their jungler is gonna be. Is Haya safe?
Hayabusa
should be safe.
There's honestly nothing safe in the jungle at this point, right? You're just playing with fire. You could go for Fredrin. I don't think Fredrin's the worst idea, considering that you already have like.
I think it's good. I just don't know if they will let it go. You know.
I think we'll be back.
I feel if I'm Team Spirit, if I'm not banning, something's wrong.
Wait, let me just double check. Oh yeah, okay. The box is still banned out as well.
Yeah, it will be banned out, I believe. Maybe Harley. Maybe they'll be left with Harley. I think you don't ban Harley anymore because that will mean that Yangon Galacticos will have only magic damage dealers. So you're not scared. You're not even scared of the Joy. You're just worried about Hayabusa or the Fredrin, which in this case I think it will be the Fredrin pickup.
Imagine if they don't ban it though. Actually no. Imagine if they don't ban it and it's not even picked up.
Uranus. Oh man, I think for YG to get out of this, you have to go Fredrin Arlen.
I do agree.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking.
I agree.
Because if not, you're giving that over to TS, and their comp is real nasty with it.
So come on, Yangon.
Come on.
Come on.
Fredrin is an energetic hero. It's in one of the skill names.
I wish Team Spirit
Actually,
would
might
go.
not, but who knows?
Actually, Team Spirit, I wish they will go for CC and/ or glue, because CC works well against the Harith. If this obviously this is the gold Harith, gold CC could work in that way. And it's also, it can also allow your Leomord to really pop off, and then the glue just messes up everything that YG wants to go for.
Because I saved my
Decent Shin, might be.
I think it's okay, but if they lose out early, it's going to be very difficult for them to distribute farm.
Come on.
Phoebus is open for Kid Bomba.
But then it might get counterpicked later down the line,
with
right?
something like a high loss, you know? High loss, Alice.
Yeah, I personally believe that if there was a game to Eagle, this is a really good chance to do exactly that, right? You have a composition that already has a decent amount of CC.
Lapu?
Just need dive, Lapu, Yuzong, Arlet, so many good options here.
Yuzong will be so good for Team Spirit. My first choice,
there you go, Lapu.
Lapu, and Sora. Oh man, that's the death sentence. How do you solve this, YG? You can't go Arlet.
How do you survive against a Sora? I don't even know.
You just need space. You just need space into layers, right? At this point, what can you go for?
The sandbag that can stun.
Ruby. It's Rizla, Ruby, Alice, another one. Oh no, but they dive so hard though.
They need high HP heroes, not sustain heroes, right? Because they're already very squishy. Of their heroes, they really need. I think Terizla might not be the only option. Maybe glue.
Yeah. Honestly, if only the Uranus or Esme is on, they pick up the Alice. And here's the thing, Alice in general is a good pick, but it's just that she could whiff hard here because when she tries to get a target, everyone dashes forward. It's like, wait, no one's home?
This is a full dive composition. I was hoping that they would go for something along the lines of, like you mentioned, Wolf, like glue. Don't give like to Rizla and then you give the ult over to Valentina.
And the Throne of Ruin is also a good ult to give.
It's all good. No matter what, these ults can feathered airstrike, which is why we're leaning more towards TS, despite the counter index.
Watch out for tech charge into the Throne of Ruin.
Oh, dude. Well, we're going to see here because Valentina is so good, which is also the grandmother of Gushin and Amon. Yeah, you learn something new every day. So now, we're going to be throwing it over to Trex and Gani, potentially the final game between Team Spirit against Yangon Galacticos.
Thank you, boys. It's match point for Team Spirit. Yangon Galacticos back against the ropes, pushed into a corner. Can they do something different here in the land of Dawn? Gani, the casters, the panel, they were talking about the draft. Any big thoughts from you to pull away from this?
You know what? Hoping the best for YG, but I like it better, at least their approach here. But then again, Spirits' draft, man, it's looking very scary.
Once again, it is aggressive. You have the Grok, something that can make huge plays happen. But YG wants to already play the aggressive route, and this might be exactly what they need.
Yep, Sao here still holding on. From his flicker. That's going to be first blood, though, for Yangon Galacticos. getting hot early.
So we're seeing traces of what YG brought in game 1, and that's the pace they need to do, right? If they can get ahead in the early game, you can set Han up for a nice pace as well. Lina already making early ganks to the top side along with Han.
Oh, Hiko forced to use that flicker. That's again already a value trade for YG. And Spirit now, slowly but surely here, just losing control.
Yeah, Team Spirit, though, also looking for those plays. Look at them in this bottom jungle, the way Kid Bomba tried to curve around and catch Blink there. And this is where Yangon has to be careful, right? They can play aggressive, but don't let one player get too deep, because that's where they made the mistakes in the past. Blink would go too far, Ying would go too far, someone would get cut off, and the game quickly turns around. They have a lead here, play it correctly.
So far, so good. Just a kill apart from that here, and you can see your Spirit already trying to find initiative on this first neutral objective. YG a little bit late to that party.
Level 4 does land in for Kid Bomba, though, and Sunset Lover, and they make something count here. One shot gets a free turtle, and I think that's a fair free turtle, honestly. Han doesn't want to jump into one shot right now. Yangon had a gold lead, so they don't actually fall behind by losing that turtle. It just kind of evens the pacing, and I think it's the right move.
Yeah, it's just discipline. Again, a Blink is not level 4, so can't expect crazy movements from this show for now. But you know, after hitting that 4, I think it's going to be very important for Blink to be more proactive, to find the right timings and targets. You can see here just Blink screening one shot, providing information on the whereabouts of this Leomord. So these side laners can have a good time in jungling, or farming rather.
Nothing too crazy in terms of items. I will say Kid Bomba did skip boots. Not something too common for EXP laners most of the time. Hiko goes for boots. Stitch skips them, or no, Stitch picks them up secondary as well. No full items built in just yet. Things still calm, and this is very different than what we saw from YG in the past few games. They would try to force fights. They would try to force turtles. This is kind of what I wanted to see from them, especially in game 2. So as long as they can keep this pace, it looks good for them. But Team Spirit, at what point are they going to push the envelope? They do have the dive composition. They have a composition that wants to try to push heavily into you, get tech charges off, bring out the Phantom Steed. Hiko looks for quick rotations, and he hasn't really been able to get involved in these fights just yet. Once he does, is that going to be the moment that Team Spirit kind of takes the game into their hands?
Yeah, if you look at their composition, indeed, if it's a raw 5v5, that Team Spirit, they are looking the better. They have the better composition for that big 5v5. Let's see though, will that happen here? Oh, that's a flicker. Again, Wave Dragon on towards the Roamer. Tech charge popped, but Sao goes down regardless. That's gonna be a 5v4 for that turtle fight.
And a beautiful play for the turtle fight at that. YG now moving on to Kid Bomba here. He's gonna try to dash through.
Below 50% HP for that turtle. Blink looking for an angle. They know Wave Dragon. That's going to be one shot taking the turtle. Wings by Lina to reposition. Ying will not force a fight just yet. YG playing it patiently.
Yeah, very patient. And that's exactly what they need to do. For a second there, I'm like, don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Don't go too deep. And they were able to back off. Kid Bomba, though, in a bad spot.
Oh, Wave Dragon finds the mark. Kid Bomba goes down. So far, so good for Yangon Galacticos.
Yeah, they're getting pickoffs. I mean, it's 3-0 right now. They find a member here, they find a member there. They make up for the turtles that they're not able to secure. No towers down just yet. Now, earlier, you said that Team Spirit had a nice 5-man composition. I will say one thing in favor for Yangon, though, is they have a composition that doesn't stay too grouped together. Everyone can they can play very spaced out, and that means Sawo won't have these big grouped up targets to get the combos off on. Same thing with Kid Bomba. As long as Yangon can kind of make sure they never get too grouped up in a solid 5-man ball, they should be able to handle this, and that's exactly what they're doing. Sabo forced to use a tech charge just to get away. First tower goes down in the game. Yangon Galacticos able to secure it, and that's going to give Ying an advantage in these rotations, something that Kid Bomba has always had before.
And also, I want to add, right, I feel like YG, they understand they're good at pickoffs as well. That's why they are just keeping they're just keeping things at bay here, finding important pickoffs, finding something on the board. Uh-oh, that's gonna be Blink though, getting jumped on. Still able to find that Wave Dragon just to buy time. Flicker in time, but One Shot finds space to take Blink down. That's the first kill on the board for Spirit.
Okay, so he does get caught off there, but still overall in the general scheme of things, Blink has been playing better. They've been able to get these kicks. I wouldn't call it just yet, but Team Spirit knows they get one, they're looking for another.
Ying will fall just before the turtle spawns. So that's gonna be a free turtle for Spirit. And Stitch, they're eyeing on Stitch now. That's a stun landing. Purify popped a little bit too late. The dive is there. Down goes Stitch. And Team Spirit finally finding their rhythm here.
Man, the moment we got past the 6-minute mark here, Team Spirit knows, okay, this is our time to shine. We've got some items in. War Axe is over to Kid Bomba. War Axe is over to One Shot. Winter Truncheon into the hands of Sunset Lover. Once they all got that first item in, they knew, okay, we have a power advantage here. We can make dives happen. We can make pickoffs happen. Once they smelt a little bit of blood by taking out Blink, it was onto the top lane, onto the next one. But Yangon Galacticos is still doing a good job at bottom lane map control, getting some push, relieving pressure. Now that they've fallen behind, they need to know, okay, this isn't our time. We hold out for a few more minutes. Once second item gets locked in for Lina, they'll have a lot more opportunity coming up on the first Lord.
Again, yeah, YG just needs to hold their tempo, like you said, their Trex. An item check here, it's not too far between the junglers, not too far between all there. So we can see here just Spirit trying to gain more control, gain more ground. I think that last turtle fight was just a turnaround. And it seems like they are trying to find more rhythm. Bottom side though, they got to clear that. And Yangon, do they have enough like spike here to find something?
I mean, luckily the 1.5k gold lead from after looking at those items, it was pretty spread out. It was only about 200 gold between each player, which is a good thing in the general scheme of things. It's not like it's 800 gold into the hands of One Shot or Kid Bomba or Sunset or even Hiko at that. It's not a full item into the hands of one person, which means Yangon really isn't that far behind. It's a piece of an item to each member. So Yangon, in my eyes, still can look for a fight. They can try to contest this Lord. It's not out of bounds for them at all.
Definitely not. Remember. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is an idea on oh my goodness! The combination there in the mid lane will drop Lina down. It's a 5v4 now as Spirit. They will move onwards. Han pops Mount Shocker. But take a look at Kid Bomba just zoning away. Now One Shot stuck. No retribution for YG. That's a free Lord. Yingo will escape.
Blink on the run as well. The One Shot doesn't want to let him go. Takes him out. Team Spirit, they find the target. They lock on. They take out Lina. And at that point, Yangon Galacticos with their spread out formation, Team Spirit took advantage of it. Kid Bomba keeps on at bay, never having the chance to even get close to the Lord.
Wow, you saw the tempo there. YG was trying to find an angle, but I feel like Han was all alone, struggling to find an angle. And Spirit again, they want to fight. Shaman Forge pops, Kid Bomba. Ying trying to find the clear, gets it. But Kid Bomba with an immune, still able to hold on. Feather airstrike lands! Sao finds a two-man stun, but that's a big Throne of Ruin. The damage is there. Take a look at Sao. Will not be able to escape. That's one member taken down. Yangon will deal with the Lord.
Okay, so they get a member, they're able to defend, and they don't lose the tier 3 on the mid, which is huge for Yangon Galacticos. Team Spirit, though, in that last Lord fight, Kid Bomba, man, he is just stepping up his game so much. These are the highs that we normally see from him, but he's finally doing them consistently. He is just on Han from game 1 to now. Han has never even had a chance to step foot into these Lord pits. He's never even had a chance to try to be a part of the major fights that matter. And yes, Kid Bomba might make a mistake. He might have died last time, but when it matters, he is on fire.
Bomba again looking for an opening. Pops the bravest fighter. Will retreat, will reposition Blinks. Blink opens up the bush. And spots 3 there, backing away again. Both teams here, especially here for Ying, I think if they want to fight, they gotta wait for that flicker. Item check, almost Holy Crystal for Stitch, so they definitely have chances.
This is a dangerous spot for Stitch and Lena to be sitting. We just saw what happened last game. Both of them right next to each other. I think these are two players that shouldn't be so close because Sawo's waiting for that moment. Yes, it's also hard to be split up because Kid Bomba and Hiko are also looking for targets, but they got to be careful about who's with who overall on the map. Team Spirit looking for this tier 3. Like they got something to prove, man. It is finally going to go down. It's going to open up the map for Team Spirit. Yangon Galacticos trying to deal with his bottom lane. It's been slowly pushing essentially since the last Lord, and YG's just been having trouble dealing with it.
Yeah, I can see your Spirit just strangling Yangon Galacticos. And it's Yangon Galacticos cannot do much, right? Because if they want to fight big 5v5, they don't have the composition for it. And Spirit says like, okay, until there's a, we have an idea if it's a 4v4 or 5v5, we will not pull the trigger. They're taking their tempo down. They're controlling their tempo, which I really like. And you can see that quality from Spirit all 3 games.
So how does Yangon deal with this at this point? In the beginning, they were able to get pickoffs, right? It's getting much harder to do that. Blink's not really able to find them. Team Spirit's a bit more grouped up. Yangon Galacticos might just need to let Team Spirit come to them a bit.
Let's see. That's going to be a Way of Dragon. Feather Airstrike committed, Kid Bomba, but that's going to be the Lord taken by 1 shot. Ying, terrified, and that's going to be Ying going down. Ladies and gentlemen, Stitch comes to the party. So it's a 1-for-1, but Spirit, they got the Lord.
It's a roamer for a Lord, plus you get Ying in the exchange. It's a big win for Team Spirit. 5,000 gold lead pushing in once more. Yangon Galacticos has to back off. Blink, maybe a little too deep, per usual. With a Lord coming, your best bet is let's just defend the inhibitors.
Seems like they will. Uh-oh, that's a stun. Blink's still holding on to his flicker, so no crazy plays as they wait to defend that top lane.
All right, Team Spirit does a great job at syncing up these lanes. Bot lane is a little bit off. Han able to go down and push it out. This is going to mean that Team Spirit has top in mid with a hard push. Team Spirit not committing fully to the Lord just yet. They want to go for mid.
YSS shows. Let's see here. Spirit, will they pull the trigger to force a fight? But that's going to be the recall, so let's see. Stitch in the back. That's a stun by the Mount Shocker. Oh, Blinks. Looks for an opening. Lord taken care of. A Spirit holding on here with the siege.
YG able to defend very well. Stitch jumps out, Blink as well. Are they going to try to look for a play? Don't know if it's what they should do. Keep it safe, back off, let Team Spirit come to you. You have the Feathered Airstrike. You have the Way of the Dragon that doesn't always have to be used extremely aggressively. You can wait for Kid Bomba to come in and then get the pickup, but here he goes.
Way of Dragon under the turret. Take a look at Sao in the back. Oh, big knockup, but Hiko under the turret will fall. That's going to be Ying again, trying to provide bodies. 2 members of Spirit taken off the board. And YG, they want to fight now. Will they be able to close the gap? Han will. Down goes Kid Bomba, and YG will fight more.
In a matter of seconds, YG find a moment. Blink finally gets to show off something great. Gets the kick onto Kid Bomba, and once he falls, Team Spirit falls behind him. YG, they open up the map again. They're still 2.6k gold behind. With these 3 kills, let's take a look at the replay real quick. It all starts with a big kick onto Kid Bomba. Sawo misses in that push, unable to get a big tech charge on anyone. At that point, YG comes out, and all it takes is one mistake for YG to finally find a moment where hey, we can do this. They have no ults left. They have nothing big to use against us. Han has enough items where he can output the damage, and YG now, the map is looking a little red again. It's only a 1.3k gold lead. I'd love to see the items on where Han is at this point, along with Stitch, because him as well, he's doing a decent amount of damage. Is this the turnaround for YG?
I think that moment was very crucial, and if let's say Spirit overextends, gets a little bit overzealous again with their initiations, definitely YG can turn this around. Sawo now, the all-in from YG is enough to take Rock down! Ying in the back finds a 3-man Thorn of Ruin, and that's gonna be Kid Bomba to try to create a parameter, but will it be enough? Stitch goes down, Lina goes down, and YG, they almost find their rhythm, but 2 main damage dealers are out.
Hiko was luckily able to take out Lina off cam there, which is a huge play at this point. Without Stitch, without Lina, Yangon Galacticos are not going to be able to fight for this one shot. It's 5 seconds till he has his retry. Watch for Ying here. Doesn't have the Ruin. Not going to be able to make a huge play, and Kid Bomba smells him out.
Wow, good awareness. Free Lord for Spirit. Let's see if YG this time around can pull off a great defense yet again.
I think they can. I think at this point, Yangon Galacticos definitely can defend, but that's as long as they don't make any big mistakes. We're not looking at something like a 16k gold in the hands of Team Spirit. Team Spirit can't force this open, and it goes both ways. If Team Spirit makes another big mistake, if Sawo misses a huge tech charge like he did last time after Kid Bomba gets kicked, then yeah, it's bad news bears for Team Spirit. Yangon Galacticos once again on the defense.
Waiting to pull the trigger. Feather airstrike popped, one-shot popped the Steed. Top lane will be destroyed by the Lord. YG holding on 2 remaining base turrets. He will take care of the Lord now, and it feels like the mid is open.
I love the testing from both teams right now. Sticking a foot in the water, pulling it out, seeing who's gonna bite the bait first.
Yeah, both teams just hovering around, waiting for someone to be slightly extended, to slightly misposition himself. And it seems like 1 base turret taken down, it's worth it.
Oh, another kick on Sawo, always the target.
Tech charge defensively as well. 2 roamers not having the ults. Feather airstrike committed. Now it's gonna be YG. Ying stunned, having the immortality, will lose his immortality. Blink looks for an opening. That's a flanker. Hiko finds the flank. A 1-shot to execute Ying down, and that's gonna be just 4 members standing. Stitch, Shaman Force bombs. Oh my goodness! Han connects the shot. Down goes Kid Bomba.
You know, during the midst of that fight, I'm looking at Yangon Galacticos, and they're all out of green dots, no ults. I look at the Team Spirit, all out of ults. Hiko, though, was the last one still with shifting clouds, able to make some big plays happen. He comes in, gets the kill onto Ying. But luckily enough, Yangon Galacticos, Han, the damage is really online for him at this point. He's max items out, creeping closer to 20 minutes. It's essentially a tie game at this point. Both teams, all of their damage dealers are fully locked and loaded. The only person lacking right now, honestly, is Lina. Just got the Holy Crystal and still looking for 1 more item to finish the build. But either way you look at it, there's enough damage and sustain on both sides to fight for this next Lord. The problem with it is, the bad news for Yangon Galacticos, the Lord does pop up on bottom side and top lane is exposed. So they need to find a way to deal with that lane pushing in on them and also fight the Lord.
Seems like Stitch will pull the trigger. Shaman Forge pops just to, you know, find some information, perhaps trigger a spell or 2. But yeah, you're right? With the far lane, you know, top Lord spawning bottom, feels like Spirit can play around this Lord, you know, dance more to their... Oh, it's going to be a 1v1. Jungler versus Jungler, 1-shot, and Han will not commit that, but that will be Spirit again, popping the Phantom Steed.
Yeah, both use their retribution as well. No conceal play for the side of Yangon. It's going to be a slow Lord game here at this point. And like I said, position is going to be key. Team Spirit with a slow push up top. Oh, Blink though, able to get the kick onto 1-shot.
Important one, that's gonna be the burst, not enough though. He has immortality. And jumps in. That's gonna be one shot. Gun down. Bling finds it. That's gonna be a 5v4 without the jungle. Take a look at Hiko in the back. Her fighting damage on towards Han, causing this stress. And down goes the junglers. It's a 4v4 without junglers, and YG will reposition.
Hiko says, I never needed a jungler anyways. I'll do this myself. I'll carry the team on my shoulders. Who needed a retribution when you've got damage like that? Hiko continues to jump onto the backside and find a target, and Han was the perfect one. It's blow for blow right now, trade for trade. Earlier it was EXP for EXP. This time it's jungler for jungler. Nobody seems to be able to get a free piece of material here.
Yeah, Ying here, keep in mind, he still has the flicker. That's a stun though still. The damage is still there from the side of Spirit. Ying jumps back in. Uh-oh, take a look at the flanks with the conceal. Finds Sunset Lover! An important initiation by Blink and friends. He goes down for a minute.
50-second death counter, that's huge. Yangon Galacticos could try to force this. Keep our eyes on Hiko here. If there's gonna be a game changer, I feel like it's gonna be him in this upcoming Lord fight. One shot, keeping his distance, waiting for the moment to maybe go in for the steal. Sawo as well.
50% HP is the Lord's health. That's a great cancellation there by Sawo to reset the Lord by time for Spirit. And let's see, with Sunset Lover not available, I'm expecting YG to force a fight, but seems like Spirit, they're hiding their whereabouts.
Yeah, because the problem is even with Yangon getting that pick off on a Sunset Lover, it's still a 4v4 because they have to send Ying to the top side. And even him, I was watching on the minute, he's taking it slow.
Oh, Bomba. Yeah, Bomba here, being the recipient of, a couple of damage, but take a look at the Lord's health. It's not resetted. Let's see, it's gonna be one shot again, taking the Lord. Hiko! And Han going at it again with the immortality pop. Hiko says, good night. And YG, they failed to get the Lord Spirit. They will have a chance to go and advance to the next phase. Let's see the defense from YG.
Lord gets shredded down and Han takes a stroll around the wall. It was there, I felt like that was their Lord. I felt like that was their opportunity.
This is it.
In game time, in crunch time, they fall short, or better yet, Team Spirit falls stronger. Team Spirit keeps the composure and match point, and Yangon Galacticos once again on the defense.
This might be the push here that eliminates YG. They're taking their time knowing that Sawo is not up and available. They will take the turrets though. YG still holding on here, it seems like. The Lord will be taken care of, but they will lose their mid and perhaps their bottom side base circuit. Bomba, taking a lot of damage there, courtesy of Lina, but still able to get out.
All right, one more chance, one more shot for Yangon Galacticos. If they lose this next Lord, it's GG's, I think, at that point. It's a wrap. Unless, of course, it's some crazy Lord steal and they wipe out the other 5 members. But at this point, if a full 5-man plus Lords comes rushing at them, I don't think Yangon Galacticos can defend. We're almost 25 minutes in the game. This is the best we've seen Yangon play thus far in this series. But they got to be able to push just a little bit farther. This is the difference between boys and men at this point. You got to be able to give it that 110%. You can't make any mistakes because Team Spirit has been playing amazing. And the couple times that Team Spirit did mess up, it was Sawo missing the tech charger, Kid Bomba getting cut off. Who's going to make the first mistake here in this possibly final game?
Well, let's see if Spirit can force their opponents to misposition, because with 2 base turrets down in Trex, I think it's about time, Again, the Lord will spawn in the bottom side, unfortunately, for YG, so they can play around the minions. Hence, 2 members or 2 players already sent to clear it fastly, swiftly. And now with the Lord here in the bottom side, what will YG do? Will they fight or will they hold on?
They're going to fight. They're going to try to win. That's what they're going to do. Can they do it, though, is the real question. Kid Bomba is at top side, shows himself. I feel like at this point, Yangon, this is their only opportunity to maybe try to force something here. Blink goes on a saw wall once again. Han has to deal with bottom lane. Oh. Now, once again, it's a stalemate.
Yeah, cheeky Kid Bomba just shows a bit, you know, and then rotated back towards the mid to provide backup if needed.
Eco on that bottom lane is so scary.
Yeah.
Because you know what he's doing, right? Once this fight pops off, he's going to move around onto that tri-bush and just either hammer down onto Han, hammer down on Lino, big kick on the Kid Bomba. Here comes Hiko, though.
Yeah, on towards one shot here. That's going to be Steve triggered. Take a look at Lord's HP, below 50% HP. Kid Bomba looks for an opening, finds a stun. Feather airstrike will deal a lot of damage, and that's going to be YG. Blink loses immortality. Hiko very low, but he's able to get out.
Kid Bomba gets a perfect stun onto Stitch there, and YG are forced to disengage.
Oh, Ying stun. Bought the immortality in time, and we'll lose it. Oh, it's going to be a 5v4, but the winner crown. It's still 5v5 in the Lanadon.
Lord's still up. Yangon Galacticos just trying to hang on. They find a play here and there, but even that last kick, a little too deep. Yangon had to fully commit and leave the Lord behind. Lord gets reset, and now we're back to ground zero here. Plus 9 gold for Yangon Galacticos.
It's, again, if you don't count the turrets, it's just even Stevens here. But Spirit, they're taking their time here. They do not want to, you know, risk it, feels like. The last couple of sequence was more on Yangon taking initiative. But, you know, let's see here. Spirit, they know that they don't need to take initiative. They know they can just respond to plays with the situation that they're in.
Well, you know, at this point of the game, gold leads don't matter anymore, right? At this point of the game, Team Spirit knows, okay, their composition is fully loaded. Our composition is fully loaded. All it takes is one mistake, right? Or do you pull the trigger first, or do you wait? Because sometimes if you don't pull the trigger first, they get the big play. Blink did mess up last time. He wasn't able to get Kid Bomba to a good position with that wall. But honestly, Team Spirit doesn't have to rush things. With that top lane constantly pushing, they can take this very, very slow and just look for position on the Lord, which is what they're doing right now.
Yeah, I mean, Han shows top, so I think Spirit can, you know, commit on towards his Lord, but it seems like they're taking their time again, right? They can respond. They don't need to be the ones pulling the trigger. So, Yangon, they're asking the question towards their side here. Yangon, what are you going to do? We can take our time, you know, as long as we keep it tight. Blink with the conceal.
Clock's ticking. Han needs to get into this pit fast.
Sowell will be the recipient of that Way of Dragon. No burst damage, though. Hiko jumps in on towards Stitch. That's going to be Tech Charge. Take a look at Hiko. Dealing the damage, but that Sowell loses immortality. Ying on the front side will escape with the winner crown popped as well. It's a 4v5. Yangon has chances.
They definitely have chances here, but Han's got to get his life back and get back to this pit as quick as possible. Ying now giving Team Spirit the Kid Bomba treatment, jumping on to one shot and 2 other members, pushing them away. And Ying is only going to keep on scaling at this point. The Alice is becoming hard to deal with, right? The Alice is becoming a major problem for Team Spirit, and Sawo continues to get picked off, continues to catch kicks to the face. He's 1-8-8 right now, and the problems are shown.
Yeah, I mean, all spells are up for Yangon. You can see the cooldowns spell-wise for Spirit, so they might have to concede this Lord.
And with Blink's positioning right now, One Shot's got no way in.
Yeah.
They should be able to get a free Lord here. They just need to rush it. They just need to burst it. But Han steps back once again. Hiko is there. I know you're worried about the shifting clouds, but...
Oh, that's the wrong way. Sunset Lover was able to flicker out of that one. Now, Ying jumps in. Take a look at Hiko trying to zone out the jungler. Terrify Ying this time will not survive. Down goes the Alice. Now, it's a 5v4. Lina finds the clutch steal, and they make it. They made it.
That's not the way I thought it was. You guys were gonna get it. YG is now called you guys, just to let you know. I didn't think that wasn't the way. Han was supposed to just easily take that Blink, had beautiful positioning, but they still got it. They still got it. They have to defend now. They have a very strong Lord on their side. They're down Ying. Just take it slow. You don't need to clear any of these waves. You need to buy as much time as possible. And then maybe, just maybe, they break some inhibitors here. Can they end here?
I mean, this might be enough to take us to game 4. But let's see the defense, right? They want to clear it fast. And YG can't answer just yet.
You know, One Shot wasn't even able to use his Retribution there. He still got it in the kit. Blink looking for the kick.
Seems like the Lord here will be at around 50% HP. And wow, what a way for Spirit, right? What a way to defend from Spirit. It seems like the Lord evolved here. Does not shake them.
All right. Okay. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. We're gonna have another Lord coming up here soon.
Uh-oh, that's gonna be the kick. Feather air strike pop. Ying jumps in, One Shot with the steed, providing damage. Hiko in the back, but time for immortality. Hiko though, with the winner crown, trying to survive. Ying will be the first one to fall alongside Hiko. It's a 1-for-1. YG! Sunset Lover finds connection to take stage down.
Never count the lover out. We watch everyone else all the time, but Sunset Lover continues. When it's desperate, when they're in dire need, he can pull through and pull up with a double kill. He can pull through and make something happen, especially on the Valentina. Team Spirit now back in control of the map, of the game. Yes, bottom lane's pushing, but Yangon Galacticos get essentially nothing out of that Lord. Still all inhibitor standing, still a tier 2 in the mid standing for Team Spirit. Team Spirit still able to take this next fight slowly. Luckily for Yangon, the Lord finally spawns on the top side, which is going to be helpful for them. It's going to change the dynamic on how they can approach this. And it's going to make things a little bit easier for them.
It's going to be more even, right, with the Lord dance, with the Lord spawning top. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, 33 minutes for potentially this last game, and we are still in it. Let's see if YG can force a game 4. One Shot and friends already on the Lord, below 50% HP now. YG doesn't seem like they.
I feel like they have to, even though they only have 3 members. They have to.
They have to
they
fight.
Cannot, no way they defend. Oh, One Shot lets
reset. Yeah. Call is, you know what? Let's take our time. Let's reset. I mean, it's not fully resetted though. Keep in mind that the Lord is still jumping around.
Said I'm resetting. Jumped in.
Now it's reset. But take a look at Hiko, right? With the fast clear, I think they're able to pull the trigger afterwards.
All right. All right. I don't know what's, you know, we're at 33 minutes. We're about to break 34. Let's just go to 40. Let's do it at this point, you know? Maybe we can get a crazy Lord steal again and nothing can happen after, and it'll be epic. Very epic.
Should be. Unfortunately for Lina, that Lord steal wasn't, you know, wasn't enough to find the game. But apparently this, perhaps here, might be the final fight or push. That's Conceal. They're trying to pull the trigger. Doesn't really find the angle. The Lord will reset again.
Heck yeah, it will. Heck yeah, it will. Hiko, you know, at this point in the game, Hiko was doing amazing, and now we are starting to see him actually. I mean, at 34 minutes, it gets tiring. Me and you are tired at this point, let alone Hiko, who is mentally in there, and he's going a little too deep sometimes, and he's been the one getting caught off. I feel like his 2 deaths have been in the latter part of this game.
Yeah, they know Farsa's not around. That's why they are, you know, exploring the idea to commit on towards his Lord. Ying misses the ult. That's a big ult wasted. Take a look at the back. Hiko will be the first one to fall, though. Ying bought time for his team. The winner crown did not come in time. YG still with 5. Sao will fight the 2-man, but the damage will not come through as Ying will not find an escape route. It's again a 4v4 as the Lord still stands strong.
Here's the thing, though. Ying is allowed to miss an ult. Hiko is not allowed to miss an ult right now. That is a good trade for Yangon Galacticos at this point. Will they take advantage of it? I think the moment Kid Bomba shows himself down here, Yangon needs to attack. They need to jump on this Lord. Stop wasting time. Put it out there.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're
Bomba's
looking.
on bot lane.
They're looking, right? They're
What
looking.
are you looking for?
But Spirit, you know, they are able to at least, you know, keep their distance. They know that Kid Bomba's going to show. They're keeping their formations tight. That's a conceal. They want to re-engage. They want to look for something now with Bombas, you know, in the vicinity. But YG this time around, they will say that, yeah, this time around, we will keep our distance.
36 minutes. See, here's the thing. Team Spirit, they know the assignment. Once we have vision, once we know where you are, we're going to burst down this Lord. And now Yangon Galacticos trying to make their way out. Blink finally gets vision. Han, now that he knows they're working on this, needs to make his way over. Luckily for Yangon, they don't know where the rest of the team is. They don't know that Han's just hanging out in bot right now. No retry close at all. Yep. But they don't care. They're gonna try to rush this.
Let's see, they're gambling or taking the risk here. YSS is still bottom side. They can pull the trigger here. That's gonna be Steed. Just to be sure, one shot takes the Lord. That's gonna be the pull. The trigger pulled. Not enough damage. But take a look at the combination here. Now, with Kid Bomba around in front, Sunset Level figures out to safety. The damage is not delivered, but that will be Hiko losing his life. Surely, Han finds the stun, lands the shots, and down goes Hiko.
Yangon Galacticos, it's all on the line here. You just need to fight this at this point. There's no way you're surviving this Lord. There's no way you're surviving this push. It is all or nothing on the line.
Oh, Blink goes down. Kid Bomba again finds the connection. Down goes Stitch. Meanwhile, the Lord in the mid is marching hard. Stitch trying to buy time, but that's going to be Stitch going down.
Team Spirit with Yangon in their clutches want to end this here.
Now, can they defend one last chance? Feather Edge Strike deployed. That's a stun, terrified. The damage. Take a look at Bomba. Still able to escape. King is still up. But that's the Feather Edge Strike from Sunset Lover to seal the deal. Down goes Yangon Galacticos as Team Spirit. They will advance to the next round in a clean sweep fashion.
Team Spirit with the first 3-0 out of the best of fives in the knockout stage, so that they are a team not to be messed with. YG, they make it to top 8. They show that they are at least above many teams, but Team Spirit is the wall that they had to stop at. Team Spirit's all smiles right now, knowing that down the line they're going to be going up against an even stronger foe. Johnny, any last words about that match?
It was so close for YG in that third and final game, but Team Spirit showed consistency, not just from that last game, but from the first and second. Well-deserved congratulations to Team Spirit. And you can see them being slightly happy, but you mentioned it, right? Their journey is so far.
It starts here, essentially.
Yep.
Lower bracket is vicious. It's one of the most insane lower brackets we've ever seen at this point. The next match will be up against Alter Ego. Let's take a look at these highlights, though. You know, time and time again, Team Spirit controlled the Lord Pit. And this is the last fight of the game that we saw. At this point, YG, I think you just keep fully committing.
Yeah.
They back off because there's minions on the base, but still, what else do you have to lose at this point? Team Spirit shows that composure ends up winning in the long haul. YG falls short and Team Spirit stand strong. It was amazing, best of 3. Sadly, it did end in a sweep, but I know the Team Spirit fans are happy. And speaking of Team Spirit and the fans, we got an interview down on the stage. Rose, who you got down there?
A team that has fought valiantly for Myanmar, but now their M7 journey has unfortunately come to an end. Once again, thank you so much to Yangon Galacticos, and we hope to see you guys come back stronger next year.
But on a brighter note, let us welcome the victors of today's lower bracket match. It's Team Spirit! Hello, boys! That was the longest game officially of the M Series ever. I think that was 37 minutes and something.
Yes.
But that was so long. One shot, how do you feel after that game?
I'm so tired, but we didn't have late game damage and because we play so long.
Yes, that was definitely a very tiring game to play, I would assume so, because it was such a back and forth and a lot of mental juice had to be put into it. And of course, one shot. We know that elimination matches usually brings a lot of nerves and pressure to ones, but Team Spirit looked rather confident and of course very dominant as you guys got a clean sweep. What was the mindset that Team Spirit had coming into this matchup? One shot.
Or one shot first.
He's tired.
Just stay calm and play my game. That's all I think.
That's all?
Interesting. Do you share the same sentiment, Kid Bomba?
What?
Do you share the same sentiment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chill, they're tired.
They're tired. It's okay. You can get some rest after this. But we want to ask first, because if we're talking about game one and then we saw the final game, we see a lot of Leomords. Right, One Shot? Why is Leomord much more popular now in the knockout stages as compared to the Swiss stage? What's your opinion about Leomord?
Just Yuzuki find a meta hero which he can steal all jungle because he has so much damage to minions in jungle, and he is so bad. I don't know. Yeah, he has so much HP and he deal damage to wall fight and I don't know, 0 cooldown ulti.
Yes, actually, even I tried to play Leomord in the ranked games, and it's actually very strong in the jungle, especially once we enter the later phases of the game. It becomes really, really tanky.
Did you win, though?
I won a lot.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Of course, Kid Bomba, we know that you're no stranger to the lower bracket run, especially if we look at your track record back in the M5 and in the M6. But this time in the M7, what's the difference with Team Spirit?
I think now we just have more synergy, and I guess that's why we are more confident for this tournament. And I think that we can do more than top 4 this time. So yeah, I'm excited for our next match.
We're all excited. Top 4? So are we aiming for the championship? Number 1, you think you can do it? Number 1 here in M7?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, of course. That's the confidence that we want to hear from Kid Bomba. Because up next on your lower bracket journey, it's going to be Alter Ego, Kid Bomba. Now, what are your thoughts on this team?
I think the crowd is going to be way more packed against them. I'm really excited to fight them. I want to feel those emotions again when you play in a big arena. So good luck to them. And that's about it. That's all I have to say.
I see Kid Bomba is definitely excited to meet up against Alter Ego in their home ground. But One Shot, what about you? Are you excited to meet Alter Ego?
Yeah, we're ready for 100%.
100%.
Awesome. So before we end this winner's interview, Kid Bomba, do you have a message to the Team Spirit fans out there?
Thank you everybody for supporting us. Thank you for coming. I hope you come for our next match as well. And we're gonna deliver nice games like this every time. So make sure to come, make sure to support. And we love our fans.
And they love you back. You can hear the cheers in the venue. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, congratulations to Team Spirit as we are going to throw it over back to the panelists to break down the longest game in the M Series. And with that, casters, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Rose Turner, and of course, Kid Bomba and One Shot. And yes, that was the longest game in M Series history, not for M7. since the inception, since M1. I believe the second longest was like 35 minutes. That was against Blacklist and Arky, if I'm not mistaken. But either ways, yeah, they're telling their fans like, oh, we love you guys, and you know that our games are going to be pretty good. Either it's going to be very short or just very long.
Yeah. Well, we do know that their drafts are really good because that really was what made this a W for Team Spirit. Although it was a longer fight, and there were so many times where we thought that it could be Yangon to actually close it out. But generally speaking, it was just easier for Team Spirit to execute it. Sawo had to be kicked so many times for that, but it wasn't enough for Yangon Galacticos.
It also goes to show how much pressure there is actually in the match. As much as these players are telling you, yeah, 100% confidence, never felt nervous in my life. And then you have moments where this game goes so long because you can see the TS, they have an advantage. They got waves pushing on, but they just don't want to make that final call until every single condition is met, and they won't go without a single one missing.
Yeah, I kind of feel like if you want to summarize one word on what Yangon Galacticos did wrong there was indecisiveness. Right? They're not really sure what was the right call, right? Do you want to go for a fight? Do you want to contest for the Lord? It really did look like they weren't making a fast enough decision at the right time. But again, congratulations to Team Spirit for making all the way through. And we also would like to say thank you to Yangon Galacticos. It has been an amazing ride for them. Making it to top 8 is not easy. But again, that's the end of the journey because this is elimination match. Yeah, talking about Team Spirit, here's the thing. Yangon Galacticos has been eliminated, and the low bracket is still scary.
Yep, it's still very, very scary, and I think that Yangon Galacticos should not feel disappointed with their overall performance. Obviously, they want to prove a bigger point, but at the same time, considering everything that has been happening within the M Series, it is a scary time to be an MLBB professional.
Team Spirit is going to be going up against Alter Ego next, and I'm sure that this stadium will be filled up with a lot of supporters. I feel like that is going to be a very close match, especially when it comes to like the drafting. We saw a lot of improvements when it comes to Team Spirit's drafting, and for Alter Ego, they're still sticking up to what works, but you have to take note that Zephyr is a really good drafter, so that is going to be a great clash tomorrow.
Something about Team Spirit, whether they like it or not, either they will fight the most strongest team or the most popular one. Either or, this is why they have such a big global presence because their opponents are no joke. But now we got to talk about the game. We got to talk about the MVP after that one. And after like, what, 38 minutes? I believe that we got a lot of highlights coming in from both parties, honestly. Quick shout out to Lina getting that Lord when Han was nowhere near.
That prolonged the game.
That was amazing.
That was amazing. What's the reason why the game was prolonged? I think this was a great duel between our two mid laners out there. Personally, my MVP of this game is Sunset Lover with this Valentina. But the MVP overall is herself. 6-1-8. Imagine dying only once in this entire 38-minute game.
The crazier stat here. Like, me and Gidi, we've watched so many games where the Valentina is shown early, never won. Sunset Lover not only 6-1-8, 209,000. Total damage.
A ridiculous number to have, especially for Valentina, knowing that you're like going to get outranged on pretty much every single basis against Lina on a Farsa. So really an unexpected stat to see Sunset Lover, but it's good to see because it really brings up confidence in, hey, last year our biggest detriment is when Sunset Lover failed. When he overperforms, you really feel like he just controls the entire map.
In fact, I got to talk about this. He died once, and that was off of Bling having to use everything to kick him.
That was the first.
That was the only time that he got caught. He got caught once and then died and never get caught before or after.
No, what's really impressive of what he does is that he selects the right ultimate to copy. I can fairly remember him going for a 1v1 team fight, 1v1 I mean, versus the Yi Shin. He copied the ultimate of the Yi Shin just to get vision and also supplement the damage. I'm sure that we're going to see it here.
Yeah, I mean, like, this,
It was.
Over here we can see both teams really committing, and you can definitely see that a lot of members coming in from Team Spirit, making sure that they have good flank angles. Hiko, and this is a big mistake from Yangon Galacticos. Why was there not enough cover for Han?
Yeah, I mean, just look at where Hans is, right? All of a sudden he sees Hiko, he's by himself. Lina is actually pretty nearby watching this all go down, but he's like, nah, I'm not taking this. That's all you, Han.
The war of attrition between the two XP laners we see from this game. For example, Ying is always trying to go for the maximum Throne of Ruin with all of the targets that he wants to go for. And he usually nails it, but there's no follow-up afterwards. Whereas for Hiko, it's different. He wants to go for those duels. He wants to go for those quick eliminations. And more often than not, he is getting countered by by Yangon Galacticos.
Honestly, I think that Ying really bought a lot of time for the team, especially in the early to mid phases of the game. But once the dominance ISIS started to come in, the anti-heal, then obviously he started to fall off. But the rest of his team were able to kind of keep up to pace, especially since One Shot was already leading pretty heavily in the EXP department.
You know, we were talking like again, like if a good catch happened, everyone was all in. Maybe Yangon could have won.
We haven't talked about Kid Bombal, where we always say that he is one of those aggressive kind of players from the EXP laner, but I think in this game he has the right amount of aggression and calculation. I think this is probably the most practical he was with the flicker when it comes to how much he's using it. He's not always using it, unlike other EXP laners on the Lapu Lapu. This time, in this particular game, he's so pragmatic that it is so on point when he actually uses that flicker with the Lapu Lapu.
He gives no conditions, he gives no signals whatsoever, and most of the time you see him actually using the Bravest Fighter to probe out enemy responses. He doesn't mind taking it as long as he's hitting 1 or maybe even 2 target while he's in the Bravest Fighter and getting the damage reduction through the Feather to Airstrike.
Ladies and gentlemen, look at how close this game was. 38 minutes, 5 seconds, 13,000 gold to 115, 18 kills to 17. Oof. Right? All in all, out of all the games that we had in this match, this was definitely the closest. You can definitely feel that Justin, the pep talk really helped Yangon Galacticos. They were more energized, they were more willing to take fights, they were more willing to go forward. But again, when it comes to the late game, that's a real test of experience. Because as much as we want to say that Yangon Galacticos is experienced, Sunset Lover has been here since M1. Who can really beat him in experience?
Yeah, nobody beats him. Same goes for Sao as well, right?
Yeah, Sao as well.
Just, it's incredible to see that this team continues to evolve. And I think that, TS, this is a great form to see, but it does bring up a couple of concerns. Is this going to be the exact same TS we're going to see every time we get to Lord 2, Lord 3, Lord 4 for any other team, if not for YG?
And it's going to be scary for Team Spirit because they are going to be facing against Alter Ego, a team that is actually decisive. Unlike other teams, they will be willing to go.
Sometimes too decisive.
Too decisive, in fact. We saw that yesterday. They were so decisive that unfortunately it didn't go in their favor. However, I think that there are more hits than misses when you are more decisive. I think teams that have are fast when it comes to their decision making, at the same time pressing the issue, they're more likely to succeed in a game. Of course, you cannot discount the fact that they can be punished, but in this particular scenario, imagine if Team Spirit or YG have been more decisive, this game could have been easily won by another team.
Yeah, because for me, in looking at Alter Ego play, I feel like the way that they structure their questions is a little bit different compared to other teams. Because other teams say, should we go?
And we go.
They just say, go? No, we go. We go. The should is missing. It's just that we go. It's like, no discussion, we go. All right, there you go. Alter Ego.
Yeah, you can definitely tell when YG is like a little hesitant, right? Especially when it's like, oh, are we about to? And then something slightly changes. You notice everybody does that little 180 of whoa, just a quick spin around every single time.
Look at the damage. Lina 176, Sunset Lover 209. You would have thought that the Farsa would deal way more damage, but Sunset Lover, again, since everyone is like, yeah, I know what to do with this Valentina.
Hey, you can thank Kiko for that because he was making sure feathered airstrikes were either getting canceled early on, and Hans just like, dear God, somebody help me.
Yes, I don't care who at this point.
Just somebody, anybody.
If the buff, if anyone can help, I'll take it.
Look at this gold curve, right? Initially, we see that TS is able to kind of maintain that lead, but when you miss the final moment where you have that, like, oh, I got that 10K lead, sure. But as soon as we don't get to that, the 5.6 is only halfway, not enough to close out. But that Lord steal was so nasty to the point where it really evened out the score back to 42K once we started to get past the 15-minute mark.
Sorry, Wolf, I have a very, I would say very sad question here because we went to the late game. Stage on this Harif was full build, but I felt no impact coming in from the Harif. Like, why was this Harif not effective against Team Spirit? Like, is Team Spirit just having too much damage? They keep kiting the Zaman Force. Like, I don't know, I'm not feeling the Harif's presence.
Yeah, there's just so much skirmish damage that this composition you can see from Team Spirit can have. You have the Leomord, you have the Valentina that did copy more impactful spells, and then of course the Grok. There's so much that he has to dodge. That's why Harith was always in his head. And of course, we did not like the Harith anyways in the draft.
Yeah, honestly, very good job from both of you. Also, quick shout-outs to Trex as well as Gani. That was the longest game in M-Series history. Like, Trex flew all the way from the America of the North for that game. After this, It's going to be ONIC against Team Liquid. That's going to be insane. We're going to go for a short break, but when we return, ONIC Team Liquid, baby. See you then.